Welcome everyone. Today you will witness the complete transformation of the Mountain Valley, a journey where every decision shapes the destiny of this kingdom. This is not just a build, this is a full saga, and one that you will not want to miss. So sit back, relax, and watch as we bring this entire Mountain Valley to life in Manor Lords. Alright, we're going to do this on default. This is just going to be chill. We're going to do the high peaks mountains. Perfect. Okay, so what I would like to do is take wherever we start and just go with it. And we're going to build organically as possible. We're going to take these other two regions and build them out. And then the last step will be to win the game by taking out the other lord and controlling the whole valley. So we didn't start up here, we started down here. We're just going to go with it. We got a rich deposit of fish and perfect farmland. So let's take a peek at what that even looks like. I always look for barley fertility. So our best barley fertility seems to be kind of all over the place. Fortunately, this is where the village should be. We got this cool little road. So we can have houses coming off this main road. We got our food supplies right next to each other. So this is like honestly very ideal. This whole side here could definitely be farming. So let's try to make this feel kind of authentic and keep it tight. So we'll get this whole region right here for farming. We already have the animals here. Now, what would probably be smart would be to move this spot here so that we can use this whole yellowed area, which I'm going to outline just for our knowledge. Yeah, that's good enough. So I'm going to move this. All right, cool. Look at that. We got it right behind this area. So that's really cool. And then what we're going to do is just, like I said, kind of go with the main theme. And I think we should try to get route around the pond here, but have it kind of merge naturally with this road here. This might be a good place for our first market. This might be a good place for some early game industry. But this is going to allow us to have our wood cutting and everything really, really close together. So I very much like that. Now, our first houses, in my opinion, I feel should kind of go with the aesthetics and should come off of the pond here. So I think we're going to use this main area here for our first massive amount of houses. But we need to line this up correctly. And we want it to be at least 3 corpse pits in length. I find if you go over 3 corpse pits, it's really hard to make these burgage plots work with the game. So I'm going to try to like keep this historically as authentic as possible. And I'm not going to do any benders. We're going to stick with the historical long burgage plots of the time. But we're going to keep a theme here too. So let's just get this going. So right here, we could easily get 2 double burgage plots with some pretty good backyards. These are massive long. They're going to produce an enormous amount of veggies for us. And then we'll do the third guy here. Now we may or may not miss out on... Oh, that is almost perfect. We may miss out on getting our second or first family at the beginning of April because we're doing all this. Ah, we had a shrine right here. Perfect. But yeah, we want to utilize our land really well. Here we go. This is double. This is like a really weird plot. It may or may not be very efficient. Let's take off snap to road tool. Go out just a touch more. A touch more, like right here. Perfect. And then we can turn it back on and you can snap again. It's really nice. Alright, that is much cleaner. It's going to be much more usable land. Alright, so we want them to focus on getting all 3 of these houses up ASAP. We also want to focus on getting a second hitching post up and ordering our next ox. I'm going to get that up right here. We're going to prioritize that. I've been having an issue where the ox are getting lost. So I'm going to wait till this is up. All right, and look at this. We got a beautiful, all these little farmhouses right off the fish. And we'll have the granary right here. So we'll have access to quite literally everything. That's awesome. Hitching post is up. Let's order that second ox. And now what we want to do is pause real quick and get the lumber camp up. Now here's the dealio. We need to get this up ASAP. So we're going to place it right here. We need to get wood coming in. We want it to be as close as possible. We're kind of racing against time to do a lot of this stuff. So the logging camp up. Get everything built. It's most likely we're not going to be able to hit everything perfect, but, you know, I am going to try. Beautiful. All right, so we got 3 houses. That will hit us at 50%. For some reason, that's just enough, but if we don't have enough room for the 6th family, we don't get the 6th family. And yeah, we're not going to hit it. It's too far away. That's all right. You live and you learn. We'll get for sure on the next month. All right, let's get 3 families out doing that. We want to upgrade all of these so that by at least the beginning of May, we can get our next families. Looking real sharp. I like this vibe a lot. Look at the background and the scenery. Very nice. All right, so now we're going to start expanding the living spaces on all of these. There we go. We're in good shape now. Got all the animals over here. So our next goal is to start getting into food production as soon as possible. Yeah, there we go. We got the ox moving logs. This is great. Everything is moving along real well right now. They're going to town on these logs over here. We're running out of food. Yes, sir, we are. Okay. So, fishing hut and hunting and all that, I think is going to go right here. This is such a perfect location for a lot of this stuff. The hunter is free. Now, they will eat out of the pantry, so you don't technically even need a granary. You want one, but you don't need it. And we're going to have this kind of come in like so. I think that this is a perfect spot for our first granary. So we're going to place it. I've been kind of doing this new thing where I don't build buildings completely off of a road. I build them kind of like this. So that they have a little driveway type scenario there. Very cool. Get that going. Perfect. And we're going to get ourselves another hitching post. I'm going to actually kind of spice up my strategy. So we are going to bring the woodcutter down here eventually. So I'm going to get another... I think I'm actually going to order a 3rd ox. All right. And this dead area right here is such a cool location for a market. We're going to do our market stall area here. Let's do the snap to road tool off. Just get a nice little market area right out in here. 10 stalls, that's quite a bit. Right there is perfect. And let's get ourselves another ox. There we go, 3 ox. Wonderful. Prioritize the construction of this immediately. Let's actually get another hitching post just for good measure. Family is hungry. Yeah, we're all hungry. And then get the granary up. Get the hunting camp up. We get the food coming in. Get a granary worker. Get a guy in the hunting camp. Got our 6th family. Make sure everybody's fed and it's gravy train from here. Our first point is going to go into fishing. Want to get that pop up. We can start selling and trading. I like this back area right here, this little back hump. Now, look how much wood is back here. So, this is kind of cool. This is a really cool little area we got back here. I think this is going to be the industrial side of town. It's a little close to the edges, but I like it. All right, and we're going to get one thing of veggies going after I get the trade hub up. We're going to hold off on veggies. Kind of a different strategy. So we'll get the woodcutter up and we'll get the storehouse up. I think we can do quite a good little industrial heat operation over here. Now we could move it over here, which actually would be smart. I mean, there's plenty of things to cut here. There's plenty of things to cut. So yeah, let's change our minds. Get the woodcutter here. Get the saw pit here. And get the storehouse right. Okay. So what I want is, I want the trade post, right, to have very quick access to the storehouse. So what we're going to do is put the storehouse here. A little different, right? And we're going to put the trading post right across from it. That way they can move goods in and out very quickly. And we can have a connected point here. Keeps everything running smooth. And then we have all this side space here. Beautiful. Alright. Alright. And then the logging camp is kind of fine where it is right now. What I'm likely going to do, you can see all those logs. Which is why I wanted ox. I want to be able to build quickly. But we got a good thing going over here. Got our little industrial sector. And what we're also going to want over here are more houses for people to move in. And we're going to make this our artisan area. So I want this to kind of all vibe. I want it to all kind of fit in together. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is have it come off the road. And historical builds, things were always kind of built off main roads. And they were long and they were thin. This looks a little weird to an extent, but get it going. I think this is good. We're going to have 4 artisan house right here. And that will give us more room for people to move in. And then once all this jazz gets out of here, we'll be in better shape. So I would suggest having multiple hitching posts like straight off the bat. We're going to get 4 over here. Before I start moving anything, I want to make sure that there are no issues. And we'll start selling things here momentarily. Need to get that stone off the ground. Need quite a bit of things. Church going. The church, I think, would fit. The church and tavern, I think, fit kind of right here. Now, I know we're going to do a bit of farming, so I got to be a little careful with this area, right? This is kind of perfect right here. So we're going to just off-branch this road. I like to kind of make it look a little authentic, and we're just going to have a dead-end road like this. This is signifying, hey, don't build here. This is where the barley fields are going to go. And we got this whole area down here for more building. And so, like I said, houses were basically off a central path like that. So that's really cool right there. I think we're going to have a back road kind of arching and lining this up for future housing going like that. There we go. All right, we're in business. So we got 1 person fishing. We have no free families, so I'm going to need to change that up. We'll take 2 out of the logging camp now. And we'll have everybody start building. But yeah, this is what we're working with here. This is a cool little valley town. And we'll have some nicer ones. I think our next village we're going to do up top. Now the berries and the food are down here. So I think what we'll do is we'll build it going upwards into the valley. Very nice. Alright, we got our first point. We're going to put it right into advanced pawn keeping. And we need to increase the prioritization of the storehouse. And we need to get firewood going. There's a lot to be done. Yeah, we can have this. I want this to kind of feel natural. There we go. I like it when it's a bit rounded. We're going to make this road here just a tad bit thicker. There we go. Get a thick trade road right there. Alright, woodcutter's up. That is area. This hitching post can now be moved. I like to kind of keep a few hitching posts all over. But it does seem like it makes more sense to bring it all kind of naturally here. Alright, we got the storehouse. We got the militia. So let's see. We do have a bandito camp over here. The sooner we get that bandit camp, the better, because we can use that money to hire mercenaries. There are quite a bit of bandits over there. We're going to wait for the Lord to come and attack, and then we will steal the money. We will steal the rewards. Alright, we got another family. Storehouse is up. Let's get it going. And I'd like to get someone into the saw pit. We have available 3 spaces, so we're going to get going. We're going to go into advance. Timber, we're going to cap at 10. And planks, we're going to cap at around 50 for now. The trade post is up. I'm going to just start getting things going. So we're going to export anything over, I'm going to say 30 planks. We're going to move into getting our church up next. Food, we're for sure going to start trading fish. Anything over 120 seems pretty fair to me. We'll stick with planks and fish for now as our trade items. All right. Another bandit camp was sighted. Perfect. We're just waiting for the Lord to come, and we're going to have a big payday. Things are looking very decent for us. He's being constructed very well. A quick little glance around everywhere. Pretty nice. Yeah, I like the industrial area. It's coming along pretty decently now. Woodcutter going. Storehouse over there. I do like having 3 ox. I feel like we're getting a lot done. Alright, we got another family. I'll let them build things out. We're going to get these gents up so we can get an artisan. So now we want to focus on everything else that we need. Let's pause the game real fast. We need 20 planks and we can get our first church up. So let's get that church going. In the meantime, we can get a well. Now, the well... Ooh, this is a nice spot. It's all a nice spot. Okay. Right here. We're going to get the well up right here for now. And we'll organize some things here in a bit. And I think we're going to get someone in the trade post. We really need to get some money coming in. And the next family that comes in will be the builder. Okay. And we're going to move him down here. And we're going to log this area, and we'll use this area for firewood. I think it will work out pretty well. And look at that. We got a nice little line up here. So we got a little bit more room for industry. Got room for housing to come off this side. It's all going to kind of flow naturally. Realistically, we could even have a little bit more houses coming off of this side. That circle going. Get a little bit of a circle going around everything. Alright, it's church time. So the church... Alright, we have these houses. I do actually think that this is a good location for the church right here. It's central to a lot of stuff. I'm going to do the church in a little bit of a different way. Let's pause real quick. I want it to face outward. And I want it to kind of connect with this crossroad and come in and have like its own little driveway type situation going on. Alright, and then we're going to decorate the heck out of it. Perfect. Gonna look decent enough. Very good. We have a few people in houses here. Once we get the church, and now we also need to get clothing going. Get the tannery. Tannery here. We're gonna connect this to the crossroad with its own little road. There we go. Getting up the shrine entrance. Getting everything going on our construction here. Building the church is pretty critical, and you know, having a church in the heartland of your builds really does make it a little bit more authentic. Religion was usually the heart of most villages where they gathered. It was a big social hub, so it fits. You got a nice view of everything from here. I think this is honestly a very good spot for everything. Alright, winter is coming. We got 2 free individuals. I'm going to keep them as such. Storehouse is grand. Let's bump this up. Stop hit's going strong. Tannery will be up soon. Logging camp. We need to put 1 person in there. We just got another family. Alright, let's get the rest of the farming burgage plots up. We're going to do these as 2. Boom. Perfect. Alright, large storehouse. Wonderful. Let's just make sure that we are using the advanced features here. We do not want to come up and destroy the woodlands around there. So we're going to keep us right here. Alright, look at that. We got some money. Now we're going to get out our first veggie plots. I'm going to get this gen out first. That is a nice plot. We lost quite a bit. The best way, if you're not looking for the historically authentic vibe, to lose the least amount is to angle things a little bit differently. You actually want to angle it the opposite direction. If you make it angled, it will go sideways a bit. So the first mark will be around where the circle is. So you can actually kind of dial these in pretty decently. Alright, 1 more vegetable garden. But this will be perfect. This is a lot for them to cover. It's a bit inefficient because they're having to walk distances. But this is like the best I've been able to do, merging efficiency with having it look kind of more historically authentic with those long burgers plots. You go past 3 corpse pits, you actually aren't able to even plant the whole field, and it leads to all types of inefficiency. So 3 corpse pits really is ideal to mix how the game works with, you know, aesthetically pleasing. Perfect. All right, the granary's doing well. We're going to need to get some stone in here soon. All right, we got stone all the way over here. We got some clay, and we got a little bit of salt. And the Lord has not come to claim the bandit camps quite yet, but that's okay. Cannery is now up, so let's get clothing production. We got someone there. All right, we got someone in every major important building. And we only have 1 more house available. Expand the living spaces on these 2. Let's think about the future. So we are going to need a little bit more. What am I thinking? I'm thinking we go the distance, right? Yeah, I like this. This right here. These will be apple fields. There we go. And we're going to get another road system. Perfect. All right. Going to delete this road. I want these roads to kind of flow into each other. We're going to get ourselves another back road here. There we go. I like it. There we go. That connects really well. Got a bit of a curve to it. I like to make them a little curvy. All right, we're going to expand the living spaces on all of these gents too. More industry here. Plenty of room for improvements down here. This is definitely a farming community. We got this whole backside here. Don't like this road. I'm going to get rid of it. This is fine right here. Alright, so we just need 2 food types, and we're going to get that here soon. Keep upping all these gents to veggies. Get that going. Alright, this side's going to be all apples. And just to make sure that we have lots of wood later, we're going to get a second logging camp up right here. There we go. That way they're storing logs. Logs can only be stored in logging camps. Alright, let's get another ox. Upgrade a few of these small hitching posts to make them look more fancy and also give us more room. I like having the marketplace right next to the fishing hut and granary though. It does look kind of cool. And also you got that nice little view from down here. Check this out. So this is our little market area. I do think that the hitching post needs to be moved because it's kind of throwing off the vibe that I'm going for here. We'll move that down here. That's perfect. I'm going to leave this area here for more industry that we need. Another bandit camp. Okay. Well, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands here pretty soon. We got 365 days till we're raided by a bandit. Not bad. We are fine. Alright, here he's on the move. Perfect. Let's get our guys out and ready to fight. So there's 3 bandit camps in total. So we're just going to steal. When they engage, we run in, we grab the camp, and we take the money. Alright, they have engaged the enemy. I run in and I take the money. We're going to throw this first one into our treasury. We do have a bit of money already, so that's great. And we're just going to keep working the line here. There's a lot of money to be had. And yeah, we stole everything. Alright, they're coming out to engage. That bandit camp. Oh. Okay, I'm having a bit of an issue. Not letting me leave. There we go. We almost got stuck in there. Perfect. Alright, we're going to send that to the town. They're not going to attack this last bandit camp. Or are they? Okay, cool. Yeah, they're moving for the next bandit camp. Now, you can actually take a bandit camp to 20 people, but I just prefer to let him do all the heavy lifting. Makes me feel better about myself. Alright, let's go in there and get that money. Alright, we have 416. That's a lot. We're going to put this in the treasury, too. It's always good to have a big old wad of cash, right? Alright, let's send everybody home. And we got a good thing going on now. Good look. I like the way that this kind of goes uphill, and you can see the church. Really good and scenic right there. Super cool. Everything's coming together really well. We have 6 free families now, so I think put 2 more. 1 into logging. Take a pick. We're getting close on the storehouse and food. Put 1 more person to the storehouse. Get everybody back to work. How many stalls do we need? We have 13 burgers plots, so we'll have a little bit of an inefficiency here. A lot of available living spaces for families. Get ourselves another ox. And we need to start mining out the stone over here. And once we get the stone, we can get the manor. Now, I think I'm going to place the manor potentially. This is the toughie because you do want it to be kind of smart. I think putting the manor up here would probably be decent. A good focal point. If they do come to attack us, we can fight from up here. But we need a little bit more stone to do that. Yeah, this is pretty cool. We got a dense wood area around everything here. I like it. It's got a good vibe. Okay, here we go. Doing great. Almost got that second food supply, so we had a little bit of a, little hit, but we're gonna have a huge amount of food coming in here soon. I need to upgrade these hitching posts. Order another ox. I love having all these ox though because, oh my god, things are so much more efficient when you have this many people hauling wood. And look how close our saw pit is here. The logging camp, this is really nice. We're gonna need a forester ASAP. I'm gonna place a forester, I think, right here. We'll get this stuff all replanted here soon. Place 1 person in here, and we'll get this radius here out right here. I think that's great. Okay, and we should be able to start getting stone going. So let's put 2 folk into that. And we should also just start preemptively gathering pretty much anything we think we're going to need. I don't really care about this salt. It's not a lot. Not going to do much for us. Interesting that this is the Primo farmland. There's some salt deposits in my Primo farmland. Okay. Not going to question that. But yeah, I'm really digging the vibe. The city is coming along very nicely now. A lot of toiling in the back fields and leads straight to the church, straight to the industrial hub. That way you can pray before you go to work. Put 1 more person to the granary, and let's upgrade our granary as well. Always good to get a few more stalls up. Now, once I get the food variety situation, because we have the 1 food, I need to get these veggies coming in. Once we get a good harvest there, we're going to be set for quite some time. Right, let's permanent livestock assignment and order a horse. And let's put 2nd family into trade. Industrial sector is taking off really well. We got vats for the tannery on our right. And in hot, we got a nice storehouse. I do like the big road right across from the trade hub. And things are going well. Thick forest for our woodcutters. Alright. Got the large granary upgraded now. Perfect. A lot more storage. Our bustling market's getting them a lot bigger now. Great. One of the cool things too about the market is you can actually move these. You can move them and make them look however you want. So if you want to put them in a line, which I kind of do, you can do that. You can organize this in any way that you see fit. Here, we're going to go old school bazaar here. There we go. I'll have it lined up down a row. There we go. I like this feel. I like this vibe a bit more. So, I really can't wait to get a few more decorations. Do 2 shrines and a road off of this little joined area. Give it a little bit more of a vibe. Do a little fork here. Go. Now I will say one thing is to be a little careful about these narrow strips. There's something to be said about maybe positioning your houses just a tad bit off of them. So maybe not lining the wall up against the road. Later on, some units can get stuck there. Maybe make them a little bit wider than what I did there. I think you'll have an easier time, but it's working out right now. And we're growing real fast, but we need more houses. So we need to start planning out our urban area. Now this area here, in my opinion, is really vital to growing. So we have this whole back zone right here. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if I had a bunch of chicken coops or something like that back here? So look at all these. These are all double burgage plots, though. That is crazy. Well, I'm okay with that. Okay. So we're going to have more of a city landscape back here. Let's get all those up. Then coming in here. All right. Perfect. A bunch of houses right there. What does that put us at? 17 constructed, 8 under construction. Very good. So we're going to build kind of a little cityscape here. And let's start getting that farmland out. Barley fertility is the strongest here. This is how I would like to do this. I would like to have 2 farmhouses kind of straddled like that, with a windmill center. Perfect. And let's get all the farmland up. And we're going to do this in long strips. Yes, we are going to be using ox. And to make this just a tad bit easier on myself, I'm going to get a road here, which will later be removed. We're just going to get these out. So what we want to do is keep this straight as possible. Turn off the snap to road tool for just a second. Are actually going to need to get all of this clay out of here. So I'm going to get some people on that first, and then we'll go to work. Let's get all the clay out, and we'll be in good shape. Put 1 person onto stone. Not too concerned about getting the manor up right yet. I just kind of want to focus on the basic stuff. All right. We're going to tier 2 all of these burgage plots here. Going to get a malt house and a tavern up next. So the tavern, I think, right next to the church. It's very fitting. Now, the tavern should honestly be kind of close to where everybody is. We're going to probably have one of these houses here be a brewer. So I think we'll have it come off right where the church is. We'll put the malt house right next door. I'm going to have this kind of be its own little road. That. Coming off of all this. And we can line, this will be the middle road, I think. And line this up. Have it kind of connect with the industrial area here. Alright, we got a new point. We're going to put it into apples. Next point's going to go into ox plows. Now that we have apples, we're going to start getting our fields out over here. And this will take a long time to come in. But it will be great. And then we'll probably do like chicken eggs and lots of other stuff here. What I'd like to do, the gaps over here, get a granary. And this granary will be responsible for chicken eggs and all types of stuff. All the bread production over here. Get an oven. Put that right here. We got ourselves a nice little area for all of our farming. We got a lot of people. I think I'm just going to rush. We're going to put 4 into the stone, and we'll do 4 in the clay pit. Like, let's just get this stuff out. Alright, so these are tier 2 now. So we're going to get a foyer up. And right here, we're going to do a double burgage plot. And this is going to be a brewer. The massive little brewer family right here. If I can do it. Ooh, right here. Alright, yeah, this is the brewer family right here. Perfect. Right across the street. We'll keep it all tight. And we definitely want to upgrade the tavern. Because we can. And let's get another well up. I'm going to get it here. A little place to drink. We have a well over there. Let's see what we can do with this. Not a whole lot of water. Got a bit over here. Let's just put a well back here for now. Another little spot for it. Alright, tavern is up. Malt house is up. I may have to use one of these as a brewer here momentarily. And let's get warbow production going. We do have a bit of money. I could start importing iron parts. Yeah, let's skip it. Let's skip it. Let's do something a little crazy, right? Now, I could just import iron slabs. And we can get a blacksmith up. Need tools. So we need to get a tool maker up real quick. We unfortunately lost our tools. I'll do that right here. We're just going to straight up buy slabs instead of ore. Simply because I just don't want to have too many industries. And let's double this up. We definitely want all the families in the world making booze here. Alcohol will be a major export of ours. We got 33 turns. We have enough money that we can bring in mercenaries to protect us. I have a feeling that the Lord will protect us. The Lord to the left of us, not not God. God left this village many years ago. All right. And we're going to give ourselves a new name so we know when he's coming to attack us. We're going to call ourselves Fishington. As we fish here. All right, Smithy is up. So we're just going to produce around 10 tools and then we'll be done with it. See, did we get all of the clay? We did. Bust out of there. We get all of the stone. 12. You know what? That's good enough for me. I'm gonna destroy it anyway. We're never going up there for a while. So let's go to our trade post. Let's import till we have at least 10 stone at any given time. And let's also import clay until we have 10 at any given time. And let's get up a roof tile maker. And do that right here. Yeah, that's a good spot. We're deforesting pretty quick. I think we're going to put 2 gents in the forester. Alright, here they are. So they're coming out the right-hand side. We're going to hire some... Well, let's see. Does he have any armies out? Negative. We're going to hire a mercenary group to take care of them. They're all fairly inexpensive. One looks good to me. Oh, cool. We can just fight them right here. Got 2 archer units, which actually should be more than enough to destroy them. Oh, the Lord did come to help. This is going to be a very, very quick battle. Let's help him out. Yep, so much for that, right? And let's see, do we have any bandit camps around? We do have a bandit camp, so we can go out and get some money. Not sure where the rest of the bandits are. It looks like we got them all. Oh, and this bandit camp was abandoned. Alright, we're going to send that to our treasury. And we're going to get rid of these gents. So there we go. We did it. Bandit's gone. They've taken the whole region. So this lord may come for me at some point. We're going to be okay. Alright, let's get that blacksmith up as soon as I possibly can. We're going to bust out the trade post to a full group of people now. Let's make sure that the iron slabs doesn't require anything special. Okay. So we're going to import 15 iron slabs at a time. And let's make it clean 20. Alright, we got multiple food types out the wazoo now. And let's start getting up the farming. So we're going to do really long plots, like I said. To make this easy on myself, I'm going to just do a straight road like such. And same over here. And these are just to keep us all lined up. And we don't want these to be bigger than 1 Morgan. A lot more efficient to plow. 0.9. Alright, we'll get these little corner pieces just to make it flow correctly. There we go. So that is going to be the farming area. I like it. I like it a lot. We have 3 extras, so this will be 1. Wheat and barley in that order. We'll do 4 of these at a time. Second year, wheat and barley for 4 of these. Now, you can do flax on the 3rd year. You don't get a huge penalty. You just can't grow the same thing twice a row without massive penalties. I don't need flax personally, so I'm just not going to do it. But you can if you want. You can do flax in the 3rd year, no problem. All right, and then barley in the first, wheat in the third. This basically means every year I'm yielding really, really decent. Okay, so everything's set up. We're actually ready to go, and we have the families to do it, so let's just do it, right? So we don't have the plows quite yet. We need to get one more tier 2 burgage plot. We're going to put a family in here. I am going to have them do a market stall setup. And I'm going to raise that up. We're going to put one person in a windmill, person in the oven, and one in the malt house. And what we need to do now is get a brewer up. So I am going to just do it. We need one more tool. Okay. Yeah, we are going to get this into a blacksmith shop up here soon. Speed this up. We got a lot more families to come. We have a lot of living spaces available. Let's start expanding all of these buildings. We want to get as many people in here as possible so that we can have a large army. Not all of these are double burgage plots, and that's fine. Adds a little bit of variety. But a lot of them are. That's really good. And we need to get ale coming in before I upgrade too many to tier 2. They're going to do their best. We're going to get a manor up. And I'm going to put the manor, I think, right here at the top of this hill. Yeah, it's a good spot. We'll just build the manor for now so we can start taxing. There we go. We got a nice little V there. Nice little thing going on here. Let's see what this looks like from the ground up. Yeah, looking good. A lot of good agriculture. I really like this view. This is a good view. Yeah, everything's coming together now. You can see the apple trees, all the veggies, see the windmill in the background. It's all looking real sharp now. See what it looks like from over here. Oh yeah, it's a good view. Got everyone out in the fields working. That is perfect. Oh yeah, I like that. It's a good sharp contrast. Oh, that is it right there. Probably my favorite place to look at the village from. Really good. You can see all of it. You can see the valley. You can see the future places we're going to place our villages. We get a nice row of everything. It's going to be really decent. All right, look at that. Blacksmith time. All right, so blacksmith there. And then what we also would probably like to do is get a joiner's workshop. Actually, no. Let's get... We need a cobbler's workshop. We desperately need cobblers. We need to start making boots. Alright, we got it going on now. I'll keep the guy in the smithy just for a bit, but things are going along swimmingly. Got 10 places for people to move in. We need to hit the next tier. We just need a few more tier 2 houses. I think we'll do these two over here for the time being, just to get things going. And we need one more person in the storehouse. Got to get that done. Alright, I got rid of the road back here, so that way it just kind of comes right off, which I really like. We got to get manor up and a lot of different construction up. Also need to get the wood church up. Get the clay furnace going. Let's put a cap on it. We are importing clay to a certain point, so let's put a cap of 40. That way once we have 40 tiles, it's no longer importing clay. And it does appear we can up our fisher. Alright, we got that point. So we definitely want the heavy plow. And that's why I've been ordering so many ox. Advanced plowing. Advanced plowing. Now we're in business. We're going to be... This is going to be a huge money maker for us. And the granary is right there, so it's pretty close to the trade post. Close enough to the trade post. We'll start selling booze, all types of stuff. Yeah, we're making really good progress. The village is coming along very decently now. So just a bit more, and then I think we're going to be in the place where we can get taxes and get our retinue up. Alright, blacksmith is ready. So now we can start mass producing iron parts. And the bowyer will start making crossbows. This is going to be pretty pricey. Cobbler's ready. So we're going to cap shoes production at 50. We're not going to go over 50 burgage plots, so 50 is really healthy for us. Let's continue to order ox. We're going to need at least 4 just for farming. Alright, look at that. Got that second stage of the granary done almost. Alright, now we're going to permanently assign livestock. to each of these farmhouses so that we always have plows. And things are about to really pick up for us. That's more families than we probably need on everything. We got one family per per thing we're plowing, so yeah, we're golden. Overkill is always wonderful. And we should have the hooch production going now, so it is time for the mass upgrade stage where we upgrade everything to tier 2. Get that passive money coming in to pay for all my crossbow units. Do it. I do need a joiner's workshop, but we'll see if we can get away with it. Alright, we got a good amount of stuff upgrading now. Alright, let's get a couple more of these up. Alright, and we're going to go Operation Chicken on all of these back plots. Get some eggs, get some more variety in. Between the eggs and all the bread and the fish and the veggies and then the apples, we don't need any more food than that. Cool, look at that. We got our oxes doing a great job now. This is quite a bit to plow, but it's about the perfect size for all of them. And we have 4, so they should be able to do this relatively quickly. And then once they complete 1, everyone will start seeding. There we go. Yep, off to the races. It's always kind of funny to watch them. I think we'll put a couple more families in the farmhouses. It looks like we're doing some stuff by hand, so we'll just try to increase that rate. I want to make sure that we're planting on time. This is going to be an insane amount of barley and wheat. Right now, it always, on the first harvest, it always tells you really bad numbers. Ignore it. Alright, chickens all. That will give us a lot of eggs. See, we got traders coming in from the other lands. They're a little weird on the right and stuff, but yeah, we got a lot. This is Herman. Transporting planks. Got a good thing going on. Probably need to order a horse or 2. But yeah, I always like and really enjoy watching the farming stuff. Especially the trees. The trees are really awesome in this game. I'm hoping this will be enough apples. It's probably not going to be a crazy amount, but you know, all the foods do add up. We have no more available living spaces, and that's fine. We need to hit tier 3. There we go. So these are the real yields. This is more grain and more barley than we know what to do with. So we'll likely start selling bread and ale. Alright, it's time to upgrade this church. We need a little bit more stone and planks. We're going through stone pretty darn quick. We need to up this to 30 stone. We need to update our exports to 40 planks. But let's see, what do we got going on? We got 5 crossbows so far. That is not going to be enough for the Lord. I am very much worried that he is going to attack me soon. I am not prepared for it. We did get our manor almost up. We need more stone for that too. I think they picked up all the stone I dropped. I guess they did. Alright, well, while we wait for a few things, I think it's important to probably get a few bowmen. We do need to have some kind of standing army. And lumber is starting to scare me. I think what we need to do is get another lumber camp up over here. Start cutting out some of these trees in the back parts. I'm going to pull these gents out of this camp. There's really nothing for them to do here. Nice, we got our manor up. So we are going to levy a pretty heavy tax. Start building up our retinue. Now, I don't put money into retinue or anything until after or before combat. If I can't recruit any mercenaries, then I'll put it into retinue. Alright, we're going to get our logging camp going. We need this going fast. They can do whatever they want, but we just need to make sure the area is appropriate. Don't want them going down here because that's my other wood. Go. This is good enough for them. It's a lot of work. Alright, I think the smithy is good. I'm going to pull him out. We have malt house going now. Let's put someone in the tavern. Do an overstock of 10 just to keep things flowing. I might put 2 people in the tavern, in fact. There we go. Entertainment supplies. So tier 3, here we come. We got some tier 1s back here. Let's get everybody to tier 2. We got chicken eggs coming in here soon. Oh yeah, we got eggs, apples, bread, veggies, fish. We got it going on. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need a second person in the granary here. And it does appear that we need someone in the storehouse as well. Here we go. Alright, we should be pretty decent now. Yeah, we're making bows quick. Wood is always kind of one of those things. It's one of those things you have to constantly be pulling on, especially in the beginning stages. Let's get a forester up here so we can replace some trees. Oh boy. I'm running out of folk. Okay. Well, we'll need to pull one person back out of the logging camp. And we do have a ton of iron parts. So that was not the problem. I thought iron parts was the problem. We're going to go back to crossbow production. Cap crossbows at 40. Very good. Alright. Well, we should start making more crossbow units. We do have one unit of archers just as a backup. Always good to have a little bit. We just need an army at this point. And we can use the farmland in this pond here as a pretty good defensive point. So that's really nice. So clothing, I think it's boots. Yeah, we need more boots. They're making the boots. We'll catch up. There's always that little bit of lull with clothing. Alright, get another ox. And we're having a hard time keeping up with leather production, which is surprising. I would like to get these houses up first. Nice. That up to tier 2. We got it going on. I mean, really good progress so far. The village is solid. Alright, I think we're actually going to do animal pens and do some goats to help us catch up with leather production. I do have a few open spots right here. So we need a little bit of leather, and once we get close, we can, you know, get rid of them. It's no big deal. Clothing does not ever, it's not consumed, it's just reserved. So you just have to have enough of it in your market stalls per burgers plant. So pretty crazy. But yeah, I like this little crossroads between everything here. This is the center of the whole place. Almost everybody crosses at this point. Alright. So we definitely need a few more houses, in my opinion. Tier 3 will really open the doors on some things. Get this church up, and then we're ready to go to tier 3, I think. High priority. Do it. Alright, here we are. Look at this. Got the new upgraded church. Almost done. Looking good. I kind of like the second stage of it all. It looks so much better when you get the tiles and everything on it. And yeah, we got it going on. I think this actually looks kind of cool. Like, it's built into... Yeah. Okay, we're going to do 2 more... We're going to do 1... No. We want 2. We definitely want 2 plots here. Do a little bit more. Here we go. There we go. It's a little inefficient, but it looks a little cool. I need to get some more families in here. I need to get some more housing and families in here. We're going to hit tier 3 here any second now, but holy cow. So yeah, here I can do a whole lot. I could make this the brewer. Which I want to do eventually when I have more people. And trust me, we are going to, like, we don't need any more market stalls or anything. So you get to this point and everything's like perfect. Everything is like literally perfect. I will probably need 1 more granary worker. That's fine. And that will be it. Yeah, 1 granary worker and we're set. Alright, 31 out of 36. Let's do another crossbow unit. I guess we can get rid of the archers now. Just focus on crossbows. 2 to 3 crossbow units. You are golden. Nobody can touch you. Okay, I'm going to take 1 forester out here. And I'm going to put 1 forester in here. And we're going to start planting trees around these parts right now. Oh yeah, there we are. Small stone church is finally completed. Look at it in all of its glory. Beautiful sunset. Or there's no... I can't see anything. There's clouds. And we can imagine a sunset. Oh, and those trees are getting nice. Apple trees are almost fully mature. Okay. So it is time to go to tier 3 at this point. All we're waiting on now is the tavern supply, and we'll have a good chunk of that here soon. We got like 300 barley about to come in. Got the tavern here. Got our booze maker back here. Our malt house right there. Okay, and we got those animal pens up. So now when you get animal pens up, you have to go in and physically order the goats. We'll get a little bit of meat from it, but it's not going to be much. It's the hides that we need. Okay, look at that. Let's get these apples up and extend the living spaces. Here we go. We're going to get the garrison tower up on this now. We can fill out our entire retinue. Alright, we're harvesting a ton of barley. It's awesome when you just have a lot of families out here. You get a lot more done. Wonderful. So many of them. There's like 20 of them. I think it's a little much. Maybe I have too many. Alright, we have 543 wheat, which is enough to make well over 1,000 bread, and 410 barley, which is more than we need. So we'll definitely be selling some of this soon. So you can see they're transporting. They're actually able to walk back. They don't have to follow the road to get to the malt house. So this is pretty efficient. And as we get more and more hooch coming in, we can start upgrading these houses. But remember, it will hit the closest buildings first. So we have to wait to hit 100%. We're definitely keeping up with the malt. There we go. Oh, it's doing 17 and 6 ale. We are having a bug. We want to make sure that no alcohol is stored all the way over here in this granary. Or anything relating to, honestly, any of this agriculture going on over there. Let's take all that off. So they were supposed to have fixed this, and they did to a large extent, but there are still issues sometimes. So now the trick is getting all this booze from here to over this tavern. And usually what actually fixes it, just reloading the game. Alright, we reloaded and it fixed. And then it stopped fixed. We were there for a second. There we go. Alright, let's pause. Good to pause when you can see upgrades are happening. We're going to need an insane amount of boards. Go to the saw pit. And let's up this to 120 planks. And let's go to trade and up this to sell everything over 80. Take a peek. I haven't even had to buy a trade rail yet. I've just been kind of relying on all the other stuff. So I mean, I don't have anything that I'm trying to trade in insane quantities, to be honest. Let's do 200 fish. We can start selling fish here. Establish a route, and let's get... I mean, we have the industry to do so. So let's get one more fishing area up over here, right there. Order another ox. Keep that ox population high. We are at a point now where we can permanently assign an ox to the saw pit, and we should. Alright, we're in good shape. I think the Lord will attack us momentarily. We have 2 crossbows. We're going to completely max out our retinue here. I can feel it. We've maxed out the town to a large extent. Things are looking really good for us right now. Alright, so now it's time to start preparing for war. We need to start taking other regions, and we're eyeing this nice little area here. Now, what makes this territory awesome is it has rich wild animals and rich salt. So we're going to use everything we can to maximize that, and we're going to trade bread for sausage. It's going to be a really good trade for all involved. I'll look at what I want to do with alcohol. I've traded alcohol in the past, and I found that very quickly I sent more alcohol than I could afford. So we'll have to play around with that just a tad bit. And then we'll take this third region here at a later point and get our berries and get our clay. And we can trade berries for bread from the main region, and we can trade berries for sausage. So what we need to do is come over to the manor and get a tithe. So we're going to boot this up to a pretty substantial tithe of around 15%. I'm also going to increase my taxes by 2% to 12%. Need a little bit more money. I want to be able to get my retinue fully out. And we're going to need to leave a little bit of cash so we can hire as many mercenaries as possible. So let's just bring that down to 129. The Lord may attack us before we even get a chance to go out there, but we're going to try to catch him before he does. And we're also going to get a third crossbow unit up. Check our weapons. So we are still filling out the spear unit. So the blacksmith, we're going to switch this over to spears. We're going to destroy this brewer and replace it with the joiner. Unfortunately, you can't switch what it does. You have to just like completely get rid of it. We have this burgage plot level 2 right here. This is going to be a new brewer now. And we have a lot to do. There's still a few tier 1 houses. And we're going to get all these houses to tier 3 here momentarily. And you can see that the barley and all the grains are coming in hot. Almost all the wheat has been converted to grain and is being converted to flour. We're going to need quite a bit of families. But once we start getting to tier 3, we're going to double our entire population. It's going to be beautiful. This area has been removed. So now we can work on getting that joiner's workshop. And here we go. Get that house up. We have a few houses, so I always like to hit pause when I can see things can be upgraded. Let's upgrade as many things as possible. So we're a little short on cash. It happens. We're spending quite a bit of money. Also, we'll get an additional 1 silver, or whatever denomination we're using in this game, per family at tier 3 as well. So that will help with our passive income. And we got our goats over here last chapter. Very good. Once the barley gets into the malt house and from the malt house into our new brewer, we're going to be in tip-top shape, producing insane amounts of alcohol. Making very good progress here in the tier 3 housing. Awesome. And the tier 3 housing adds a really good aesthetic. I like the way that it looks a lot more than the tier 1 and 2s. More sophisticated. This burgage plot is up. Once someone moves in, we'll be able to upgrade it to a tier 2 and convert it to a joiner's workshop. I think that we have enough families in the farmhouses, so I'm actually going to pull these back too. I believe what we want is another individual in the communal oven. And we actually are at a good place with the granaries and everything. We don't really need any more. We're at 100%. We're not building any more burgage plots. So, a smart thing to do is to know exactly how many stalls that you're going to use. We're using 9. I'm going to do something kind of crazy here. Actually, it seems like we're doing 10, and that's good. We're going to destroy the market and replace it with the exact amount of stall space. That way, all the additional granary workers and warehouse workers won't open a stall. We do not need them doing that. I want those additional workers helping with the logistics of moving everything. So we're going to dial this into exactly 10 stalls. And they're going ham on moving all this stuff. There's quite a bit for them to move. Okay. Everything has been moved but 4 shoes. There we go. Got them shoes gone. Okay. So now we're going to make a marketplace with exactly 10 right there. So we got exactly 10 right there. I'm just going to go with it. We're going to let everyone get their stalls back up. Gonna take a little bit of a ding because we had to go without some things for a bit, but they're actually building the market stall area in a kind of nice organic way. I really like this. You on the side, this is perfect. Wonderful. Alright, and as those things get stocked, we'll be right back to where we need to be. Perfect. So now we can place more individuals into the granary without having to worry about having stalls we don't need. So you see, we're able to increase this granary, have the logistics. That's one of the nice things about getting everything kind of clean and neat and knowing exactly how many plots you're going to have, is that once you get these finite numbers established, you can really dial in that efficiency. All right, we have 18 spears, which is more than we're going to need. So we're going to go back to producing iron parts, and we'll continue to pump out crossbows. We just got our family in here. So once the fuel stall and clothing stall get up again and running properly, we'll be in good shape. It's going to take a moment for that. Our market area over here is doing fairly well. Let's see what we're doing. Alright, they're just getting the rest of the leather and boots in here. Looks like they accidentally... Okay, that's just saying how many granary workers we have, not exactly how many stalls we have. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, 10 was definitely a bit overkill, but I think perfect. And right now we're just moving the remaining leather, which seems to have gone missing. Sometimes you can glitch things out, which is unfortunate. Seems like we only have 11 leather. See, I may have messed up there, but that's okay. We got them goats and we're killing the animals, and we'll get more leather in here shortly. Alright, we're at 100% entertainment. A lot of these houses can now go to the next tier. So let's get them going. We'll also be focusing on trade here in just a moment. We do need to start actually selling stuff. So let's start thinking about what we can and cannot sell. Alright, we're about to get hit by bandits. So let's sell any vegetable over 200. I think that's good. We're purchasing a lot of things from the outside. We're importing iron slabs, for instance. We're going to bust this down to 10 iron slabs at any given time. Clay is good. We're making a lot of clay roof tiles. It's a very expensive time of the year for us. And we'll get a good chunk of influence from destroying these banditos. So let's get our gents out in the field. And we're just going to take them straight up. If I could have gotten up here fast enough, we could have done something a little bit better. We're going to use our Forester camp as kind of a little cover. We'll mess with the AI just enough to give us a slight advantage. And we'll place our melee units front. Here they come. We're going to get a little bit more consolidated here. This is good. Get them all chunky. There we are. Got some good shots getting off now. We're going to put all of our dudes into stand your own ground. Very good. You can see we just took out 4 of them. We're going to need to put someone into the church to help bury all these bodies. Yeah. Crossbows are wonderful. Second volley. Beautiful. Alright, we broke 1 unit. Next unit's going to clash against our gents here. Okay. We've broken quite a few of them now. So let's get on their sides. And we can actually push forward. We are definitely outnumbering them every way possible. Very good. Get into the sides here. And let's start shooting right now. There we go. Here we go. Volley number 2. Boom. Yeah, that was great. Awesome. All right. We're all good. We are all good. Get these gents all back to work. A lot of dead bodies, so good just to put someone into the church at this point. And we got another point, so let's see what we can do with this. We might want to get into charcoal production. It's a really good way to make money. I don't think we're going to have any food issues. We could get into bakeries if we are going to be exporting bread. It's actually a very good idea. I think, however, I want to go for some economy here. So I'm going to go into charcoal burning. It's a little different, but it's going to help us make a lot of money. Currently, we have 9 months worth of fuel. It will also not only help us make a little bit of money, but help us with the fact that we are kind of in need of some more firewood as we expand. We're at a good point. I think that 1 extra worker is going to put us exactly where we need to be. And we'll put the charcoal burner right here. Alright. Get this little road bumped out. Buy ourselves another ox. There we go. So we got 4 more folk. This burgers plot is getting there. We just need a little bit of leather, and that's going to come in time. We're doing really well. And here we go. Big old heap. Perfect. Okay, we're going to get 1 person into there, start getting coal production going. Actually, let's get 2 people. And I feel like we're having a pretty big bottleneck. As you can see, like, things are not being moved very well. So we're going to get another granary worker. And we need to make sure that alcohol is not being stored over here at all. It's we told them not to. Looks like they're starting to follow it, but some of it's kind of stuck over there. That will fix itself in time. I say we put another worker over here to help things out. And we have 3 places where people can move in. We're at a good 64% approval rating, so things are going our way. This is looking very, very decent for us. We got a beautiful chicken field in these backs with some goats. Digging the vibe. Little mountain city. Okay, so we have what we need to attack the Lord and take this other region here. We're going to need to hire as many mercenaries as possible. We're a little low on funds, so let's hold off just a tad. Let's try to get a little bit more money into our coffers. I want to be able to hire every mercenary possible. In this map, I've had it before, where he will bring in absurd large army. We want to make sure we stomp him into oblivion. So let's continue to upgrade to tier 3, get more families moving in. We got another fisherman hut up. Very good. We'll need to get more people in the fishing hut here soon so we can sell more fish. We're going to start selling charcoal here momentarily. Let's set up the export of charcoal. Anything over 50. And we just need 100 coins and we can set up our first trade route. There's a little bit of gridlock going on there, but we're good. Couple more houses to upgrade right here. Perfection. More people we get in, the more money we are passively getting, which is fantastic. All right, charcoal production's through the roof. We just need a good wad of cash. I think I'm going to turn off all imports for just a second, and then we'll turn them back on. We just need to hit that 100 so we can get this trade route up. The more money we have, the better our taxes will be so we can get this army going. Okay, we got another development point. Thinking bakeries. Honestly, just because of how everything is moving along. Now, realistically, we could go up to 30 burgers plots because everything's in 20s, so you can think in 5s if you want. So we could go for another burgers plot up here where we're making the bread already. That would be wise. Now, the room around this area is not very vast, but that's where we need to start thinking. I could move certain things around, but that would some difficulties there. What we could do is get rid of a chicken and turn this into a bread maker, and then we wouldn't even need the oven. So, or we could just get rid of the oven. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the oven here, and we're gonna build a double burgers plot. That's gonna be the best route. We'll just have one giant house producing all the bread. It will be fantastic. Since we're gonna be trading a lot of these things, we're also gonna need a packing station. So we'll need a couple packing stations, and you want them generally located where you're going to be trading from, since they have to go to the location of what good they're getting. But in this situation, I think what we're going to do is just put both packing stations over here since I have room. Not too far of a distance, so it will all work out. Okay, we got a good chunk of families moving in, so let's get this double burgers plot up and get ready for the bakery. Actually going to start from over here first. Gonna be a weird little plot. There we go. Okay, double burgers plot with the backyard extension. Perfect. So now what we can do is kind of get this all rolling. Now we could actually pull people out of the farmhouses. There's way too many, but you know what? We're gonna be fine. So what I would like to do is get some of the granary workers with some additions. I'm also kind of contemplating having another storehouse, but we'll see. Let's just get another storehouse worker for now. We do have caps on everything, so it shouldn't get too out of control. Now, we do have 218 regional wealth, so we can finally buy our charcoal route. So we're going to do that. We have a ton of charcoal to start selling. And we're going to probably start selling war bows as soon as I have enough crossbows for all of our units. Now, we're only going to have 3 crossbows in total. And we only need 18 crossbows to fulfill, but we should have some backup crossbows. We have 14 spears. We are still waiting on the leather to catch up. Unfortunately, when I moved the market stalls, for some reason it deleted all the leather that I had. But we're slowly building that up, and so it's okay. We do have 303 coins. So let's do some fun stuff, right? So we're going to go to war. We're going to pause real quick. We're going to recruit every single unit we can so that he cannot recruit them. And then we're going to see how he likes getting punked. But mercenaries in this game are very awesome. So we're going to take this region right here. I want to get all my units off of the border because he is going to spawn in over here. But we should be able to stomp him pretty quickly. Still have 133 left. Everyone's moving into position. This is beautiful. Alright, we're getting up our new bakery. There's going to be a little bit of a hang up here on the food front. We'll get this bad boy up pretty darn soon. A couple more tier 3 houses to get up. I think I might hold off on tier 3 houses for a bit because I do need people to move into the baker. And we'll need to get up a transitionary baker. I'm just going to put him up over here for now. Because it is going to be some time. Now that I'm doing the math on that, it's going to be some time before we can get that up. But we're making great progress. And what's cool here is we have the salt deposit here. We have wild animals here. And we have berries down here. So we can have our entire trade and everything right here. And kind of build the city up down a line. Or we could even just build the city. Honestly, the most historical cities just followed, you know, the roads and stuff like that. But this is a little different. Okay. So now we click on the region. Claim with influence. Say, yes, sir. And he's going to come, and he's going to get stomped. Okay. So we're in the right place. He's coming from down over there. So he's going to come up in this area. So we just want to get ourselves positioned. What's cool about these gents is they have the shield wall ability. So we can put them in shield wall, put our crossbows behind. We'll put archers on flanking sides. These guys we don't care about, so we're just going to put them in the front. All of the enemy units will attack that unit first. So, you know, whatever happens to them happens to them. Then it's just one less person we have to pay in my mind. So, you know, I'm being fiscally responsible. Alright, so we're going to put the archers on flanking sides here for crossbows. Have these gents. We're going to put our units in the back as, you know, a backup. And then, yes, we will put him right dead center so that our crossbowmen and archers can all shoot the targets. So we are ready for war. They are definitely not. Let's see, how many men did they bring to the party? They are coming through the woods right now. Oh, they're hidden. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they were not able to recruit any mercenaries. So had I not done that, they would have recruited some of these badass mercenaries and been able to very easily overpower us. Okay, one unit left. Wow, still have 15 of them left. Oh, they sent in a whole nother wave of mercenaries. That's beautiful. We're gonna try to attack these light mercenaries over here. We're gonna protect our flanked sides. I'm going to rally out, and we are going to engage both of these units. Okay, I'm going to protect these archers now that we have a big old show coming in here. Yeah, we got two. Okay, we need to go to the right flanks here in a second. We're going to pull back just a tad bit. These archers are getting pelted by the art. No, actually, they're going for my retinue. Interesting. Well, once these units kind of break formation, they have 4 archers. That's actually kind of scary. We're going to hold firm. We're going to hold firm. Come on, guys. All right. We need to maneuver people because they're not cooperating. That's cool. That's cool. We'll come in and help. Yeah, the archers are shooting at my spearmen now. Okay. So when you're in a situation like this, we're going to pull out all the stops now. And we're going to engage since we have the advantage. Just going to get a little sloppy. There are a lot of enemies out here. So let's go in. And let's start killing. Going to use my crossbowmen and my archer unit to attack there. My retinue is going to fully engage. This archer and this spearman are going to fully engage. We'll switch this archer to start helping out over here. So he's going to come in for a flank. And our crossbowmen can do the rest of the work. Okay. Yeah, they're running away. Fine. Move our crossbowmen forward. Make sure these people are running. We're going to pull back these gents. Everybody's in range now. Right, and I don't think these gents need any help. They're just slugging it out down there in the field. Okay, it's GG for us. Let's get these gents one at a time. We'll chase down the other guys with our light mercenaries. And make sure they are at a shield wall and running. Okay. Now let's see if we can get a nice little crossbow volley. Oh yeah. Yeah, we just toasted a whole unit. Now, they're going to be able to catch up with these gents eventually. So we can kind of just keep everyone where they are. Now, we need to be careful because they might be able to send in another army. And we just speed this up. Eventually, they will catch up with the archers and destroy them. Okay. We're going to get rid of some of the mercenaries now. There we go. Beautiful. Now we can go home, disband, and have a lovely day. We're going to need to send in the retinue to protect this area, though. It's good to have multiple units everywhere. Alright, we're in business. So now we have the wonderful goal of building our second region, finally. And let's see if we can do some cool stuff down here. We're still waiting on leather production. This house, we can at least get up to expanded living facilities. And the communal oven, we need to get up and operational right now. Okay, get 2 people in there. Let's get the bread going. We're bringing in the big bucks now. All right, very good. So this is the moment of truth. We don't have enough. We need about 250 in the treasury to get the next zone. So we're going to hold off. Now that we have more money coming in, though, we're going to be able to get better taxes. We're at 53%, so we want to keep it above 50. I'm going to break the tax down to that, and I'm going to break down the tithe to 5%, because we're kind of going through our food a little too fast right now. We're going to wait for everybody to move into the houses before we start doing any more tier 3 upgrades. Also, it will help with our money. Oh yeah, I love the way winter looks on the crops, the frost lines and everything. Looks so cool. Sorry, it's not winter. It's when you're going into spring from winter-ish. Okay, it's not even that. It's April. I don't know. It looks cool. That's all that matters. Digging myself a hole. Okay, communal oven is pumping out. Very good. We're going to get 2 more workers in the large granary. Help move things around. It has 235 ale. So I do feel that we're at a point where we could start trading alcohol. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where we're trading bread as well. Here we go. Export ale. So we're going to export anything over 200. And we're going to buy that route. Boom. Okay. The money is going to start rolling in now. You can see we have over 1,000 regional wealth. We're building up a very good treasury. I would like to start this town. But I would like to start this town with the most amount of money possible. So we're going to wait till we have about 500. And we can add more fishers now. Now I do about a one third on these right here. So we're going to cap this at about 500 for now. Head maths right there. Now there are really good guides on this stuff, but quite honestly, unless you're going to completely min-max it, you can kind of just eyeball it. You know, if you get down too low, decrease it in increments of 50. Until you get a nice little equilibrium, but we're going to have tons of food. We're going to have lots of fish. We should still be selling. We should start selling fish again, in fact. We might start trading fish. And we're going to sell anything over 250 fish, and we have a trade route for it. Perfect. Veggies, we're going to keep at anything over 250. And we'll just leave it there. Now we have a good amount of apples, and we did build out additional apple orchards, and that should help out sufficiently. 563 charcoal. Hopefully we'll start selling this. Now I like to keep my goods to about, 3 to 4. So we're in good shape there. And we just need a little bit more leather. But yeah, you can see that grain and everything is starting to really stock up pretty heavy. So bread is going to be pouring out of every orifice that we know of. 100% entertainment bonus. Beautiful. Okay, look at that. 552. And I mean, we're way wealthy now. This is actually pretty crazy. So as the families get in, we're going to be doing better and better and better. So it's time. Now, we don't have a whole lot of retinue. Now, sometimes I'll leave my retinue in the area, not just as a defender, but if there's no one there to defend the area and the bandits spawn in any of the points, they can destroy everything there. Now, we have a pretty good amount of time to get there, but I just find it's really advisable to keep a retinue in your starting town. Because if they destroy everything before you can get stuff up and operational, you can't take the area back. So let's look at this. I think what we're going to do is have a road going down this whole section. So this to me is screams like this is going to be the main town. So we're going to have a crossroad road. And I think we're going to build almost all of the burgage plots off of this. And we have a nice little salt deposit area here. So, you know, we'll have an industry hub. Kind of, I'm thinking, we're going to have someone here. It would make sense to kind of put a little bit of a loop-de-loop right here. That will section that off. So we'll have the majority of our town up in here. And we'll have our agricultural sectors down here. Now this is pretty close. We can have our granary down here. It's really no big deal. So the first thing we want to do is get the settlers camp up. So we're going to pay 500 to get average. This will give us a good start. If we had 250 more, we can get a little bit going there, but it's okay. This is going to be more than sufficient for what we're trying to do. First thing that we want to do, of course, is get everybody into a house. So the first houses are going to be just right here in a little stretch. And these are going to be double burgage plots. We should measure. Measure twice. You know, do once. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Pause the game real quick. Very good. So this is about right where we want to take our houses to. This I found, as I explained before, is just a really optimal burgage plot if you're trying to get that historical vibe and you still want to play within the scope of the game mechanics. We're going to do 3 like this. This is going to be beautiful. Going to be a lot of veggies for us. Definitely going to get ourselves down another hitching post. And we can just straight up order another ox. I'm going to prioritize the hitching post be built first so we just don't have any issues. And the logging camp, we need to be careful. But, yeah, because a lot of our stuff is over there. I would actually love to move this animal over here. But I've had issues moving animals that are rich deposits and then doing some of the things we're going to do. So we're just going to play it a little smart. I'm going to put the logging camp down here. We may or may not get everything in on time. And that's okay. That's okay. But let's make sure that the burgage plots are at least high priority. Hitching post is up. I may even get another hitching post up. And we have enough wood that we should be able to get all these to double. And that will get us our second person. Or sorry, 6th family. Alright, get that extended living space up. And we got a little bit of cash here. We got 80 regional wealth. Not bad. And they're running out of food. Never a good thing. So we're going to get the hunting camp up pretty much immediately. I am eventually going to move this market stall, but we can keep it right here for now. Good, 25. And we're also going to build our first granary right here. They hold up. Thinking we'll have a road going down the back here. And we'll have our first granary right here. Kind of at a merge between all these points right here. Have a little bit of a road system going like that. And then this will go back into where the wild berries are. And so far, you know, we don't have bridges per se, but that's okay. And then we'll open this up and we'll also get the forger hut. So you can just see where everything's highlighted here. And we'll just get one forger hut up for now. Get a road to it. And we're doing great right there. We need a little bit of wood. I messed up. Spent wood I didn't have. Well, that's okay. We'll cancel the forager hut. And we'll cancel granary. We really need to get that second house up. Oh, it's already the 28th of July. We're probably not going to get it done in time. That's okay. Live and you learn. Alright, and let's prioritize the logging camp next. We got ourselves a little bit of a famine going on. A little bit of a drought, I should say. Let's get one of the veggie plots up, just one of them. Okay, let's get one person in the hunter. Let's crank this up to 20 since we have a rich wild animal deposit. Got rich salt over there. This is going to be beautiful. I think we're just going to kind of build up this line. Maybe I won't go all the way back here. We'll see what... We're not going to need a whole lot of people. This is just a small little outpost. Going to be just another farming community. Alright, let's get some people logging. And let's go to the advanced tab. And let's make sure that we're not doing anything stupid. Alright, I think we're going to log this area down here. And I think over here is going to be for wood cutting. I like to keep my forest separate for wood cutting and trees. Because you can clear cut a whole area very, very quickly. Okay. And down here is actually kind of the perfect candidate for a storehouse. So let's get the granary up now. And let's get the storehouse up. It keeps showing me weird wood stuff. And the storehouse will go right here for now. A little bit of a road system. Logging camp going. Alright, yeah, let's get some future crops going here. Just enough. Keep showing me Fishington. You need to show me Meatington. I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet. Meat Town. Just for now. Come up with a proper name in a bit. I just need to know who he's attacking. Okay. That's pretty sweet. We've got a good thing going. And I think we should probably get another thing of veggies up. Get a woodcutter going. Get someone in the storehouse. We got our 6th family. Very good. And we need to get one person in the granary. We have no available living space, so we're going to pull one person out of the logging camp to help build. And we're going to need another house. So let's think about that. So this second house, I think, should be focused around the butcher. And I believe the butcher should probably just be straight up right here. So this is a cool spot to build some artisan house type situation. We're gonna have a little bit of a back road here, and we may actually end up having 2 butchers. Now there are some efficiency issues when building things with multi-families. So some people have just been opting to have just a regular 2-family tier 3 house versus the 4 families for artisans, and it's pretty smart to do so. Okay, so we're doing pretty decent. We need to get a little bit more food variety. Got veggies. We got the hunting camp up. We got our storehouse working. And we need to get these houses up ASAP. Too steep to build. Okay. We could go this way. Gotta be careful with that steepness. So that does cause issues. Oh, unfortunately, this is very steep. Well, let's see. Can I get one house in here? No. Okay. Well, we'll do it across the street. As long as it doesn't touch that animal pen here. Alright, there we go. We'll do 2 right there. And we'll get up a nice little area for us. I guess let's just get the 3rd veggie plot out. Let's just make sure that we're bringing in all the food possible. And let's make sure that he is not going over into this area. So keep him right in here. Alright, yeah, the money's flowing in now. We have 900 odd and some change. So let's get our retinue back up. I'm gonna need to bring him in, disband him. There we go. And now we can fill this out. We don't have buco dollars. I need to keep a little bit for the mercenaries. But at least now we can properly defend this area. The crossbows are getting full. Alright, we can finally get the joiner's workshop going. And we can finally probably get this thing going. Nope, we're still waiting on a family. So got 3 more families to move in. Perfection. We're going to need a lot over here in Meat Town. So in Meat Town, we're definitely going to go for advanced skinning. So I'm just going to go right off the bat. Alright, we got 2 available living spaces there. Next thing we want to do is get a saw pit up. I'm going to get it up right here. Kind of the nice thing about having your industry on all one location. Alright, and we're going to get the tannery up once we get some saw pit. So we're going to cap our timber reserve at 10 and our planks at 40. We're just going to let this build up. And it's time to get the berries going. Alright, so let's get the forager hut up. Right here is good. I'm just going to get 2 forager huts up so we have enough for everything. We're going to need about 4 families here eventually. A good distance. A little bit from the granary, but it's good. Yeah, this is a great location. As I said, we can start building up more over here. Okay, we got ourselves another family. Barely touching the meat over here. And it doesn't look like we have... Okay, thank God we have stone. We're going to need a bit of stone. I think we're going to get the church up over here since this is going to be kind of the heart of town, next to the market. Nice. So we can get the church up as soon as I can find a place that can be built on. So this is actually kind of a problem, like I said, because you can only build in certain places. So We're going to build the church out right here on the hill. I'm going to have a nice little pathway going down. And we're going to decorate it with these shrines. I don't know why, I'm just a big fan of these shrine pathways. I think it really helps the vibe. Okay, so we're going to let them build that all up. Kind of take a peek at the scenery from here. This is a cool place for a church, really scenic. Okay, the foragers are up. Let's get one person in the forager hut, just so I don't have to remember it. Fishington, we have 10 free families, so that is crazy. Let's make sure that all of our storehouses and granaries are maxed out at this point just for logistics. They are. They're doing great. Everything's at 100% now. This burgage plot is going straight into a joiner's. We need to make sure we come back here. It's going to pump out 1,000 freaking shields. Okay, and this can go to tier 2, and we can get our bread maker up and double our bread production. We have a good amount of bread, but we need to double it for sure. And the eggs are helping us not eat all the other foods. Fish are coming in pretty decent. Take a peek. Ooh, we are severely overfishing. Okay. So we're going to bump a family down. And... oh, it's also because of winter. And we're going to increase this to 660. There we go. That's a good number. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. Definitely good to have more foods coming in. The charcoal is really helping us out. You can see we're rich as heck just off of charcoal, which is wonderful. Come back over to this beautiful location. See what we can do here. Okay, we're going to get the storehouse upgraded next. And we're going to upgrade the granary as soon as the church is built. We should actually have ample stone, but I just want to be certain. Alright, we're keeping that 50%. We have no more available living facilities, so we do need to get up more houses. Okay, so I think that the residential makes a whole lot of sense up here. And we're just going to get out a bunch of little double burgers plots up here. I think I kind of want to make this a different vibe, though, too. So I think what we're going to do is a little different. This, to me, is kind of like community that specializes in a certain good, so it's going to flow different, right? So I think what we'll have is a road going down the center, going into the salt area. So the salt mines, this is where they are going to live. And I mean, we could technically get multiple salt mines up. We probably should, because we can sell straight salt. So I think we're actually going to go with single burgage plots here, just for the vibe. And we'll get those going. We don't need too many people. I also think we're going to have back here a storehouse just for salt. And the trade post needs to be close enough to... I think we're actually just going to straight up sell salt. And really nothing else. Everything else can be traded by pack mules. We'll have a storehouse and we'll have a trading post here. And all it's going to do, like I said, is salt. And we'll have all the salt production, all the workers right here. This is going to net this town a lot of money. Alright, this is looking really good. I really like the way this is coming along. Very scenic. And I told you I wouldn't forget. We're going to go to the joiner's workshop. We're going to go to large shields. We're going to pump that up to 40 large shields. We could even start selling shields if we want. We do have an enormous amount of planks. And now that we've hit that, and now that this is going to be a bakery extension, we're going to double our bread output. Going to destroy the communal oven here. And we're going to go to town. It's tier 3 time. We're going to go to tier 3 on everything we possibly can now. This is a beautiful day for all, especially myself. And this is going to vastly increase our population and also make the town look just much more sophisticated. We will also need to come back and turn on some of the trade items that I paused, such as the import of iron slabs and the import of clay. There we are. We have plenty of money, so we can do this. And look at that, we have taken this whole area out. Okay, we're gonna put 2 in the logging camp down here and let this place regenerate. We do have a forester camp up here doing jobs, so that's great. All right, another new family has moved in. It's beautiful. Got a large storehouse here. All right, church is up. We got the houses back here. So now we're going to come over and you can easily fit 3. We're going to try to just fit a few. May have already messed this up. All right, we were able to get 2 in there, and that's really all I've ever needed. Get this up. Get this going so they have a little bit of a backdoor access to the mines from where they live. Great. So we're going to disallow everything except for salt, and that's pretty much all this place is going to do. So let's upgrade that. Let's make sure that no salt is stored down here. Disallow. Okay. And then once I get the trade hub up right across from the storehouse, we have a very viable economy just off the bat, selling salt. All right, Fishington is being attacked, so we're going to place trade center right across from the storehouse. Gives ease of access, makes it really easy to move things in and out. And the warriors of Fishington will rise. We are able to recruit some pretty sizable forces. We're just going to recruit the 1. They can take everything they want and throw it at us, and we're going to kick the crap out of it. Let's get these units out of clearance before initiating war. I don't know if they're going to come from over there or if they're going to come from the south down here, but we want to make sure that they're not killed immediately. All right, we can resolve. Bird's eye view of everything. Yep, they're coming from down there. And the battle area, oddly enough, is all the way back here. I really hate how it does that, to be honest, because we're fighting for this place. So they're attacking Fishington, and the problem with that is they're going to just start annihilating everything. All right, we're in beautiful shape. I'm going to move everyone back. I'm going to keep my retinue here so that they don't start torching the place, because they will start torching everything down. Also, what we need to do is get out the castle planner here, and we need to build just a basic little keep. Now, you've seen in my previous videos the little Pac-Man that I did, and what's kind of cool now is I found out a better looking design that doesn't make it look all weird is simply to do something really simple as a little box, and I'll show you. So these things are really expensive, so that's the problem with them. We're just going to do a box with enough room on the side for archers to shoot in and out of. They can. And then you just box in the area so your units can hold them. And then you place a road so that the gates come up like such. So this is easy to hold, easy to do. They can't really do anything but die. You shoot them from the sides. We can move these towers to anywhere we want area. Nice to make them look a little normal, not all weird. Okay, so we need more boards and we need more wood. Let's pause real quick. We have enough wood that can be gathered. We do need to make sure that we're producing enough boards. I'm going to say up to 200. The problem right now is that we're selling boards. So we're going to stop selling boards. And that should accumulate, and we should be able to build that out here in no time. But let's get back to the fight. Okay, we're going to fight over here at the church. And we're going to start leading the units a little bit away. Like I said, we just want to make sure they don't burn anything down. So you do need to have a unit really close, because they will burn the whole village down. Okay, we're moving them over here. So we're going to fight at our holy site up on a hill. We're going to use this to our advantage. And I'm going to take all these gents here. Use our spearmen over there. Get these guys over here. I'm just going to start immediately walking the retinue back. I feel like we should be in good shape there. Right. And we'll get our guys in a shield wall. I do like the shield wall formation. It's pretty freaking slick. But yes, they will not get us. This is a pretty sweet thumbnail pick right there. Alright, so they are following us. Alright, battle has begun. We're going to hold our retinue to the side here. We put our spears into stand their ground, and we have a nice little cliff area here that we can defend, so we got elevation up here. The crossbowmen should start annihilating here soon. I think I'm actually going to switch the retinue out to this side in case they try to hit us from another flank. Alright, look at that. First volleys. Ooh, they are going to get annihilated. Yeah, they're going to get eaten up. Look at that. Just ripped out the front of their rally right there. Another volley coming in. This is why you got to get your crossbowmen. Best units in the game. Cinematic view time. Alright, they're running away now. Getting hit from down here. Broke those units. Now we're going to take our crossbowmen. We're going to get in on them archers down there. Alright, let's chase them down. Break out a shield wall. We're going to attack from the flank. Murder these dudes over here. Alright, we did it. They're toast. Get our retinue back over here to guard the town, and we're in good shape. Alright, perfect. So over here we're doing good as well. We have 4 free families. We're going to start getting salt traders going. We're just going to go right off the bat. We are going to export anything over 100 salt. Let's build up a little bit of reserve. Got 2 people going in there. The storehouse up here. Definitely going to need... Okay, we'll have to take him out. We're not going to do a market stall with this place. Put 1 person in there. And all they're going to do is the salt trade. We're at really low because we have 33 unburied bodies. They're just going to disappear in a year. We may actually lose someone because of this, which is really unfortunate. So I guess I should try to start burying them. 25%. Yeah, people don't like, you know, a bunch of dead bodies. So, you know, I can't blame them. We're going to put some houses back here now with long burgage plots. We're going to get eggs and all these back plots. We just want to get as many food types as we can. There we go. We're back up to 47%. We'll be there in no time. The bodies are all gone now, so we can pull the individual out of the church. Get those houses built. Okay, so this place is in good order. We've got everything we need. We got food, we got firewood, we got berries, veggies, and we're going to have eggs and meat. Lots of meat, so that's 3 food types right there. We're barely even touching the wild animals, so that's a good place to be for us. Over here, we're producing an enormous amount of bread, veggies, apples, and a little bit of eggs. We're definitely going to need to trade the bread for sausages. Alright, bandits are coming from the other side, so that's good. I'm not even going to get my retinue for this, because it is a very small grouping of bandits. And they will be almost completely annihilated by my crossbowmen. Alright, they broke up, which was really funny. So we're going to kill these dudes real quick. Crossbows are just going to annihilate. That was no problem. Basically just going to take them out one at a time. There we go. Yeah, you just don't have a chance with these crossbow units. They're just way too good. Perfect. Alright. Oh, no problemo. Alright, let's get these back houses to tier 3. Gonna be a little bit before we get the manor up, I feel. We need a lot more wood is one of the main issues, so I say we just carpet clean this whole place. Make sure that the advanced tab is on and we're not getting the animals. But this is looking really good right here too. Got a nice little lakeside community. I think our next rank is going to be in beekeeping, since we have so many free people. And beekeeping and apiaries are going to completely change in the future. They're talking about using a meadow system. So you're not going to be able to just like spam apiaries, and you're probably not going to need to, which will be really nice. So they're supposed to fix it so that it's a little bit more feasible. Okay, so we got the salt trade going over here. We're not bringing any money in yet, but one day we will. We're going to start exporting planks over 30. We just need to bring in some kind of revenue here. We have 134 berries. So let's export berries. Anything over 100. Anything over 100 for now. They're selling for 3 a pop. We're gonna get the tannery up in Meat Town now. Put it up over here. Looking pretty sweet. I really like the hilltop and everything kind of running into each other down here. And what do I need for the next one? I need 30 burgage plots. Okay, so we are gonna have to build one more burgage plot, and we're gonna build it. I really like this right here. I know it's a little weird, but something about a sideways house. It looks kind of cool. Little crossroads house. We'll get that up so that we can get honey going. And we're going to trade honey. So I think it should be close to the trade post back here. This is going to be fun. So we're going to build out a specialty little district over here. Alright, we're back over 60%. There we go. So we're going to get the honey now, the beekeeping. And we're going to want at least 8 of these bad boys. So we're going to need to know the size of the apiary. Very good. I want to keep it close. But it's also kind of in a bad spot too. There's 5, so we want 8. I put a granary in the center. I'll put 2 behind it. And this should work. So this is going to be a granary that only does honey. Perfect. Okay, let's get this bad boy up. So what we want to do is deny honey at all of the other granaries. So turn off the honey at this one and turn off honey over here in the advanced tab. Boom, boom. And once this is up, we'll be in business. So we're going to put 1 family per apiary. Ignore the tooltip that says you don't get any more from 2. It doesn't. You only get 2 honeycombs per day. The tooltip is wrong. And you need about 8 to 15, depending upon your logistics system, to get the near maximum amount. You'll see it because I'm going to get a ton of honey here in a moment. Alright, let's put 1 more in the apiary. 1 more in the back there. But the kicker is if you have a honeycomb, you can only have 2 honeycombs at a time and it transitions into honey. If you have honey in an apiary, it cannot create more honeycomb. So the trick is to get all of the honeycomb out as fast as possible. So I'm going to have a granary centralized here that is just taking care of all of that. That's all it's going to do. Alright, so we have 1 family in every one of the apiaries now. You'll have 6 free families, so that's great. We're going to put 2 people in the granary and all they're going to do is run around collecting honey. Oh yeah, look at that. Our other apple orchards are up. We're sitting at 326 apples, 181 bread, 233 veggies. Got a little bit of a bottleneck somewhere. Let's pop this up. No market stalls. Perfection. So this house here should be producing a lot of bread. I think we're going to put 3 people in the windmill now. And I think we're going to upgrade this to tier 3. This bakery. Get 4 families in on that. There's no reason for me not to do tier 3 on everything at this point, since we just have so many free families and so much food. Get those people in so they can be soldiers. Beautiful. So that city's almost done. Okay. And now we can pop that granary up. And we just need clothing and well access now. So we did build the tannery, so let's put 1 individual into there. And let's get our first well up. Alright. Well right there. See if we can get a well up here. Oh, that's beautiful. Right there. Put the well right there. Okay, we got 341 wealth. Very good. Let's upgrade the hitching posts. And let's build a few more hitching posts here down to where we're doing our lumber. We'll also get a forester up in this parts really quick. So you can see the towns are kind of running together now. So it's really cool. Yeah, we got a nice little line and run. So there's community everywhere you go. That's kind of how settlements were built back then. So it's what I'm trying to do is try to keep this line going. Okay, let's get ourselves another ox. We'll probably actually start getting horsies over here soon too. So we'll assign horses. We're not quite there yet. Let's put 2 people into the trade post here. 1 person in the salt mines seems to be doing just a fantastic job for the time being. Alright, we can upgrade to tier 2. We're going to do so on both of these plots. They're probably both going to be at some form of butcher. And we're going to need ourselves another hunting camp. Let's see what we missing here. 2 plots at tier 2 will get us advance everything. So let's get ourselves another hunting camp right there. And let's get ourselves another granary worker. We're going to need ourselves another storehouse worker as well. Or storehouse worker. Alright, yeah, we have an insane amount of hides. We can start selling leather at some point too. And they can move that all the way up. Salt, though, is the one that's going to be our high volume trade. Okay, look at that. So now Meat Town can get advanced skinning. And the next goal should be to start getting stone and getting a manor up over here. Get another retinue. So let's get the stone camp up over there. Alright, Forester's hut up. Get this area forested. And we're kind of clear-cutting pretty fast over here. Might need to take a little bit of a break, and or it's kind of hard. Might need to get a lumber camp over here. Preemptively, we're going to need a lot of wood, so I'm just going to do it. The camp right here. Get a nice little road coming in like that. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get them down now. We'll need a couple more families. We have no available living spaces. Let's start pumping people out to tier 2. Now, do we have anywhere to do barley? We actually have the worst barley. You need yellow. You need over 30 to 40% fertility to grow barley. Honestly, what we're probably going to end up doing is just importing it and using our trade routes over here to do all of that. We can import it from ourselves. That's a good place to do it. And we can also import it from foreign sources. You can set it up so that you can do both, in fact. So that's really cool. Okay, so a lot of this is all going to be stored in the granary. Let's get up a malt house right here. Let's get up a brewer right next to it. Oh, that's right. Too steep to build. Always too steep. We can actually get it right here. I like that. We're going to do it. Gonna be our brewer and our tavern. If I can find a place anywhere around here, do it. Okay, cool. The tavern right next to the market is actually really neat, and it's at a kind of a crossroad. You can come off the backside of the tavern. There you go. Tavern and market right there. All right, we got ourselves another point. Not really sure what I want to do with this other point. Probably orchardry would be kind of cool. Honestly, if we were smart, we'd go into sheep breeding to get even more meat. I don't know if we need more meat, but we could. We're going to hold off. Make a more informed decision here later. Alright, once we get stone, we can get the manor up. We're going to do that. We can put the manor at the middle of all of this. Alright, we can commit to building out our first little castle over here. We have another 2,000, so we can take this region. We need 4,000 in total so that we can kill the Lord at a certain point in the future. Alright, we need to pull one out. We need to get some houses built up. Unfortunately, I have the little glitch where it keeps paying social security to the local thugs group indefinitely. That's a known little bug. So that one group that died, it's caught in a loop because I can't fire them because they're all dead. And so we're paying them forever. You know, little glitches like that are normal. Alright, we got 54 honey. We're in good shape. Very nice. Let's see what's going on with the market. Food varieties kind of hurting right now because we're not able to keep up. Honey's been helping us out, as you can see. It says we have 4 food types available. It actually looks like we might need another marketplace stall, so I may have made a miscalculation somewhere. And that's okay. We'll just add space for 1 extra stall. There. We're going to get another food stall up. That should help us out. There we go. Yep, I just needed a few extra pieces of food there. Cool. That will get us up to 100 and we'll be in good shape. One last house to tier 3. I mean, we're doing pretty decent. We got 15 more families to move in. Double up that burgage plot. We have 184 meat. My lord. 445 bread. We're going to start the trade. We're going to order a mule. We're going to increase the livestock here. So from Meat Town, we are going to send them bread for their meat. So bread, we will receive meat. We'll get 2 meat for bread we send. And all we gotta do is put a gent in there and he's gonna start it off. So we're good. Pack station. You can also do it with trading posts. You just have to disable allow foreign trade. Or you can keep it enabled and they'll buy from both. Very good ways to do those things. Okay. And we need to get a malt house up soon. This needs to go to tier 2. This is going to be a brewer. And we need more houses. I'm kind of thinking I want to keep the vibe of this being kind of a sparse little area. So we're going to do a few little houses back here. I'm going to make them double burgage plots though, just so we don't go too crazy. Not all of them are going to have backyard extensions. Fine. But I want the sprawl. I want the cities to kind of, you know, bend into one another. That way when I build over here, it feels like the city just never ends. The town never ends. It just keeps going in this line. And this is what it looks like from our new area. So from here you can see the old town. You can see everything. We got our gents standing guard. Rain or shine. Making sure everything here is decent. But yeah, this is coming along really nice. So what we're going to actually do, just to make it easy on ourselves, is start importing barley. So we have 20. We are going to establish a trade route, but not for that. Let's establish a salt trade route. Get a horse. There we go. And we'll get one for barley. We can import barley and start getting this all going. We need to get the booze coming in here. Alright, here we go. Let's get the brewery extension up. We got a little bit of bread coming in now, so that's great because we're getting meat, which we're going to eat almost immediately because we have barely any of it over there. We're going to help each other out with our food supplies. Okay, we're going to go orchards here, and this is really silly because we're going to have like maybe 6 apple trees in the back. I think it's just going to look kind of cool. Not going to bring in a whole lot of food. We really don't need any more meat. So we're going to go apples here. Great, we got... And yeah, instead of chicken... I mean, chicken eggs would be smarter. But we're just going to go apples. Get a little bit of variety coming in. I think we're going to skip the chickens for now. Alright, we're going to remove the original main road. We're going to do that instead. There we go. I like to kind of lead things into a crossroad. There we go. So everything is branching off of it now. And we're going to get ourselves a manor. Manor's going to come right there. Get the basic one done first. We can get the roadway right to it. Here we go. Perfect. We'll get that manor up on the hill. The stone cutter's done, so we can remove that. So that means we can put one individual into the tavern. And we need to put one person into the malt house as soon as possible. Brewer's already going. Alright, we got 2 people. Great. Alright, we found a good equilibrium over there. The fish is now on track. We're going to need another storehouse. There's no way around it. We're going to put one on the back side here. Perfect. And we got a good chunk of honey, 92 right now. We're eating a lot of the honey. You eat all foods evenly. So if I have 30, you know, if I need 5 from each, I'm going to eat meat, veggies, bread, honey, fish. So every time you can introduce a new kind of food variety, it's going to help you out a lot. And sausages are going to be on the menu over here next. Let's actually get sausages going too. So we are going to need some blacksmith tools. And we are out. So we'll just need to get a smithy up real quick. And do that. Do that back over here. Forester's going. Everybody's going really strong. Alright, one person in the malt house. Upgrade the tavern. Alright, we're getting some of that barley in now, so that's perfect. Put one more person into the trading post to get that trade going stronger. We're bringing in lots of money. Manor is being built, finally. Oh yeah, we got bread at the wazoo. We got apples at the wazoo, too. Got a little bit of meat coming in now, so that's beautiful. Eventually, we're going to switch this up for bread for sausages. That is an insane amount of apples. We're going to have to start trading them. But we're meeting all of our needs. Okay. So we're going to need to import iron slabs. So we have 10. All right, beautiful. Look at that. We have ourselves a blacksmith. So now we can go and get some tool production going so that we can get up our first butcher. One of many. Probably have at least 2. All right, we got a bit of alcohol going. Entertainment bonus is going strong. So now we can get all these guys to tier 2 houses. Get some passive wealth coming in. Also make them just look a little bit sharper, right? But that's the great thing about trade, is as long as you have some kind of trade good, you can pretty much do anything you want. We're going to have to get some houses to tier 3. And we're going to have to put our next 2 points into charcoal and deep mining. So we need to hold off for that. We're doing beautifully here on food now that we have a good little trade and ecosystem going. 100% on everything. Still have families moving in. Still have room for 13 more. Alright, we got the new storehouse up. So I can have a market stall. We're going to put 2 people in. Crank that up to the higher tier. We're definitely going to need the room. Nice. Meat Town got policies, so the manor is now up. Now that we have policies, we can turn on hunting grounds. So it reduces yields from crops, which we're not growing, but doubles wild animals on rich deposits breed rate. So that's going to help us out tremendously. You can see we got a good thing going on here. Now we're going to pump that up to 2 people hunting. Meat Town has 2 free individuals. All right, butcher time. Get 1 butcher shop up. 70% on the large tavern, not bad. Get all of these burgage plots back here, double burgage plots. Got a few tier 1s, let's get them going. Yeah, it's won't yield a whole bunch of apples, but I just like the way that it looks, quite honestly. Going for the aesthetics. Ah, and we are going to need a boot maker. I think I'm going to think about this. If that's a butcher, it would make sense to make this a cobbler. We can start selling boots, because we're going to have leather like crazy. Our production limit on sausage is going to be 200, because we do want meat and sausage each count as a different food group, so it's really funny, because you can basically have 2 foods from just meat. And we'll get the boots going, and we'll start trading. 196 leather. We're going to start selling leather, too, since we're producing so much of it. I'm going to say anything over 100 leather we can trade, and we will establish a route. And we will buy another horse. And we need 1 more burgage plot for sure. Make it a double. I think I'll put it over here. We'll make that an apple orchard potentially too. Make it look nice. Okay, we're going to need to pull everybody out of these camps because we have just annihilated this forest. We're going to start running out of wood here in a bit. We might have to come back over here for wood. Not a bad idea. Sometimes when you need wood, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But I think we're at a place where we've almost upgraded everything, so I think we might actually be decent here. Still lots of bread. The honey is growing. Honey has a very low spoilage rate, almost 0. Alright, yeah, plus the meat we're bringing in. And we're getting, you know, a good chunk of bread over here. Look at that, veggies, sausages, meat. So we got sausage production over here now. And we got the 200 limit, the cobbler. So he's only going to produce up to 100 shoes. And we'll sell anything over 50. We only need 1 shoe per burgage plot that we're trying to fill. We are probably going to need 1 more person in the storehouse so we can hit our 100%. Go. And we're going to need 1 person in the granary. We have enough for 3 people to move in, so I'm just going to do it. I just want to get our percentages higher. Go. Alright, between the boots and everything, we're going to be in really good shape. I mean, the money is pouring in. Everything is hunky-dory. Got lots of salt. Probably need another person here. Alright, look at that. We got this burgers plot going. We'll get the apple orchard and extend the living space there. And we no longer need the smithy. We're going to take him out. And we're going to stop importing iron slabs. And I think we're going to get a second person into the mining pit. And tier 3 is the next step. So we got a little bit of clay over here. We're going to get a clay mine up. And we'll get a clay furnace. up over here. I'm going to do it in the back side. Yep, the storehouse is right there. Have a little bit of a back area here. Our makeshift industrial hub. All right, we got the little fort up here. So this is going to be pretty easy to defend from. If they do attack us in the future, we can hold out up here on the fort. Sausages are here. It's now not just meat. It's now sausage. We're going to call it Bratwurstville. Perfect. Okay, we're keeping the entertainment. We're keeping everything here decent. We just need to get things to tier 3. We're going to upgrade the church here momentarily. So now that we have all this jazz down here, we need to get the clay furnace up. And then we can start making more clay tiles. So need to get this mining pit going. We got one person in there, 86 clay. That should be pretty decent. Got 2 free people in Bratwurstville. Fishington has 18 individuals with nothing to do. And that's beautiful. There really is nothing for them to do. I'm just going to put them into farming, to be quite honest. And then I might just put a couple more people in that large granary to help move things around. And when in doubt, just throw them in the storehouses and have them move stuff around for you. Always helps. I think this road, we're going to have it loop. There we go. Perfect. 1.6 thousand food. Yeah, food off the chain. We're getting a lot of meat. Let's see. How much sausage do we have over here? 37. Not a whole lot of sausage yet. And we're not even keeping up with the wild animals, which is really crazy. I'm going to get another camp. The reason I do multiple camps is so that they have more room for storage. Get a 3rd camp up. We're at 100% on everything over here. We're at 20 burgage plots. Perfect. Alright. One more dude out there hunting Bambi. Clay furnace is now operational. Cool. So we're going to start making a lot of clay tiles here momentarily. We're going to need quite a bit. We're running a little low on cash because of all of the stuff that we're buying. The import is killing us. Now, I could start exporting barley from over here. That would help reduce our prices. So when I have 3. So when I don't have barley, okay. Yeah, when I don't have barley, they can buy it at the more expensive price. But when I do have barley, we can lower our costs that way. This is a really good way to do trade. You'll run into this conundrum where if you use the mules, you send more than you should. But with trade, you can set these values. So if I say allow foreign trade, if I deselect that, I will only trade with my other town. So there's something to keep in mind. So we're going to just straight up sell the barley since it's so cheap. Export it. The cool thing about the mules, though, is that the trading posts, you can only... I mean, you can make multiple trading posts, but the trade system's broken. I found just using one trade post streamlines the process, and you end up making more money if you have multiples. I have whole guides on this. I'm not going to get into technicalities because it's really annoying to explain. But we're going to trade anything over 200. We're going to establish a trade route. I don't know if that really helps to that extent, but we're not going to allow foreign trade. So we'll sell it at 2. So we can sell it at 2, and they can buy it 2 instead of buying it 12. Now, if you leave allow foreign trade on, it will buy from me at 2, and it'll buy from foreign routes at 12. You can just leave it on. It's not, or you can turn it off, but you won't be buying any barley whatsoever if there's none to be traded from our main town. So I just say, buy it from me first, and then buy it from them second. That way the barley is always coming in. And that way the booze is always flowing. Because these people are wild. You have to keep them sloshed. Alright, let's get that to tier 2. Start getting everybody to tier 2 now that we have booze. And then we can start moving our direction towards tier 3. And we just need a little bit of wood now. We can upgrade the church and get to tier 3. So that's a beautiful thing right there. Alright, we're going to put one person in the logging camp over here. This is a great place for logging. I think we're going to start transitioning out of this area over here. So let's take him off. Already kind of carpet clean this area. And now we can get our own retinue over here. And we're just going to leave it out. We're going to send our dude back. Perfect. Now you can stand guard over the town. And sausage is amazing for trade. If you do want to sell it for money, which we will eventually, it is quite amazing. Salt is great at 4. Leather, we're getting rid of a lot of. And then shoes, we're going to start exporting anything over 50. So that's going to be our new trade. Once I can afford that route, we'll be in good shape. Salt is the primary thing that we'll be trading. But yeah, you can see the great synergy between this, because we have 130 meat where we had 0 before, and then they're getting bread, and it's wonderful. I love specializing the districts to do this. It creates such a powerful synergy. All right, we got 7 grand. So you can see, I mean, we're stacking dough now. And we're going to tax these lands 5%. And this area over here has great berries. So we'll trade berries for sausages, and we'll trade berries for bread. And it has clay tiles, so we're going to start up a clay tile export here as their economy. We've got animals right here too. This is going to be an easy village. Look at that. We can just follow the road the whole freaking way. And this is what I was kind of talking about, how we might need more sausage makers. Because we need another person making sausage. And let's upgrade the church to tier 2. And then we're at tier 3, and that's going to really increase the population size here. The industrial hub is doing decent. I really do like how close these guys are together. Go from one town into the next. Awesome looking. That's what we're dealing with here. Let's start all the way at the end over here and pull back. Got ourselves our last little area here. If we keep moving back, we can see this goes on for quite some time. See all the little details, so it's really, really cool. There's a good amount of building left to do as well. So we will keep going at it. Yeah, this is pretty sizable sprawl, as you can see. Very cool. Get a good scenic view from here. It'd be crazy to live in a place like this. The freaking walls go to the heavens. Nuts. Alright, 100% across the board. Church is almost upgraded. There we go. We got boots for sale now. That's going to help out a lot. I feel like we're kind of hurting. And we definitely need to get multiple people over here on the berry picking. Get one more. The thing was almost full from berries, so I can tell our granary is a little stretched thin. 196 ale. Oh, good lord. That's why we're broke. My bad. We need to put a cap on malt down to 20. And we're going to try. There's still some, glitches in the game. We're going to try to put a cap on ale to 50. We way overproduced alcohol, and that's why we went broke. Okay, tier 3, here we come. We need to unlock unlimited mining. Okay, so a lot has been done. We got so many things over here accomplished I didn't think we would get to. So we got the butcher, we got shoes, we got a pretty decent economy over here. Really good economy over here. We're about to hit 4,000 influence, which means that we can stop doing the tithe here momentarily. We got meat coming in, we got bread, apples, we got tons of honey and fish. So we're hitting all of our food groups pretty much across the board. And welcome back to the last installment of this Manor Lords series and chapter. So today we're going to be taking more regions, checking out the awesome views, and just kind of chilling out. So let's look at everything that we've done so far. Taken a very prosperous farming region, set up trade for meat. We're going to start setting this up for a little bit more sausage production. I feel like we're failing there. Now we do have 20 burgage plots, so if we are going to extend this, I think we should do 5 more burgage plots. And it looks like we just got hit by another bandit wave. That will be very easy. These bandit waves, in my opinion, they're really nothing. So, alright, we're going to do 5 single plots once we get enough goods. So we'll need to let them catch up. And now we can take our armies out and just rip up these banditos over here. Perfection. And we're going to come and take this region next. We have enough influence to take it, and then enough influence to take out the Lord at the very end of the series. Here they come. I don't think they're going to get too close to us. Get our guys in order. Everybody lined up. Alright. Yeah, they never really make it too far. I usually eat them all up. Alright, we're off to the races. Boom, boom, boom. You can see they're pretty much just melting at this point. Yeah, we're keeping a little bit of a gap. Boom, boom, boom. That was a little stupid easy. I'm hoping that they make the bandits just a tad bit more of a challenge, to be honest. Like, I want to be afraid. I want to be like, I want to rage quit. I'm so frustrated with how hard the bandits are. Alright. We got the upgraded church going over here. Did we get the 10 lumber? We did get the 10 lumber. Let's get up these new houses. I don't know how many of them are going to be, you know, butchers, but we'll be able to appropriate a few of these to the sausage production. Our meat production is going to go through the roof. You can see we have 388, so we need more sausage. We also need to come over here and take a peek and make sure we have enough salt for everybody. 112. Okay. And so we also need to get 2 more ranks, so we need a couple tier 3 houses. So the more tier 3 houses we can get up quickly, the better. Let's put 1 more person into the salt mines. We're still trading boots and salt. That's the benefit of having so much leather production in this city. Alright, I don't want to do you to tier 3. Not ready for you. Okay, let's pause the game. We got a few that we can do to tier 3. We just need a little bit more wood. Everything is coming along really nicely in this area, as you can see. Got ourselves the authentic street-lined burgage plots. I just really like the way that it all bends and blends into the other town. I think it's just kind of cool. I wish they could share markets and we could go a little bit bigger, or like merge areas or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. But having regions specifically tailored to the resources available there, you know, through policies is really awesome. And the development and policy menu is going to be changed dramatically within the next half year whenever they release that new big patch. And bingo! Look at that. So we're going to go into charcoal burning and then deep mining. So we need 10 tier 3 burgage plots to get our next point. And we're going to upgrade all these puppies. We just need quite a bit of wood, it looks like. Alright, so we moved our logging camp over here. I'm going to put 1 more family in there. This mining pit is now gone. Let's also come over to the trade post. Just make sure everything is set up for us to be successful here. We are not importing clay, so we need to import at least, I'm going to say 20 clay. And we're going to come down to where we're producing the clay furnace and make sure that there is a roof tile cap so we do not go crazy. Let's put that roof tile cap at 50. So far so good. Since we put the alcohol cap, our money has returned. And another tier 3 house in this area. Pretty much everything is tier 3 at this point. Looks like we need 1 more individual in the granary. Accommodate these tier 3 houses. Look at that. We got so much freaking food. We're going to need another granary in this region, unfortunately, I think. We'll have to play it by ear. We'll keep an eye out on it. The market here is looking pretty darn neat. This is a cool little area of the town. Daisy. Got the deer trying to get off their little post over there, so... But we got it going on. Like we're keeping the deer population right about in an equilibrium with just the 3. That's great. There's the line right here. We just have to be really careful not to do anything too close to them or we can scare them off. Right, another tier 3 house. We have 5.5 thousand influence now from the bandit raids. The bandits are good for the influence that you gain from them. No longer need this tithe. We keep the 10% land tax there. I mean, we're daddy warbucks right now, so this is great. And we got a 5% tax here. We're going to ramp that up to 10% as well. Let's get some more money coming in. Everything is growing very well and slowly. This is kind of how you want to do it. We're going to get some more hitching posts up over in this area here. Okay, there we go. There's the 3rd hitch post. Let's order an ox here. Upgrade these 2 stables. Get some closer hitching posts to this logging camp. And it'd probably be wise to get a forester out. Forester right here. And then the next objective is taking over this region. And honestly, the sooner the better. We're going to set up a clay export empire. We're going to export not only clay, but the clay roofing tiles. And we're going to get a ton of berries, and we can trade those berries for bread. And we can trade those berries for sausages. It's all going to be gravy. Once we get up our mega production here, we need to get these gents over here to tier 2 so we can set up more butchers. Okay, I think we're at a good point with crossbows. We have 41 crossbows. So now we're going to switch over to selling and producing and selling warbows. We'll set our limit on warbows at something like 180, which is an insane amount, but it's okay. Go to the trade post, look at our trade, go to military, roll all the way down to warbows and export them. They're very easy for us. We're going to export everything over 30. I always like to just keep a slight reserve. In case if my whole army gets wiped out, I can at least get a bow unit back up. Maybe we should actually do that to 36. All right, and those sell for 5. So that's great. Make sure we have horses here. We do. All right, we got coal, we got fish, we got veggies, got barley that we're shipping out over here. And that's severely reduced the cost for us here. You can see we're really starting to accumulate good quantities of regional wealth. All right, Forester Hut is up. I feel like we should definitely get this up if I'm going to grow the area out. Put 1 Forester in. We have 7 families now. That's beautiful. So we just need to keep rocking that tier 3, and then we will eventually get that point that allows me to make these mines infinite. And yeah, we're going to need a little bit more salt. We have 117. We need 1 more person in here helping to move that salt. And I think we need 1 more person in the trade post. And it looks like we have all the horses that we need. And I should probably get a hitching post or 2 over here to help out with the aesthetics. And I'm also thinking that we're going to put a road like this, merging with this road. That way these gents over here can also work in the mines. Now they have a pathway to work. And that did not line up perfectly. I like to keep these things like intersections. There we go. And let's give it a nice little gradual thing going in there. Perfect. Okay, just a tad bit better now. So the next goal is to take this region. There we go, 22, 23. So yeah, it looks like 3 with the policy and all of the perks. Seems to be about the right zone. Let's upgrade this well to a stone well. And this tier 2 can now become a butcher. And once we get enough people in here, we can upgrade a few more of these bad boys. Got a few more tier 2s to tier 3 houses going up now. And it seems to be boards are the issue, always. Over here we have 2.1 thousand food. The honey is building up. The apples, the bread, the meat. We got a lot of bread. Once you get that tier 2 bakery, it's pretty intense. 291 flour. Very good. Still have 365 barley. And so we're producing a good amount of ale. Just the right amount of ale for us. Very good. Looks like we're full up over here. I'm wondering if I could get another spear unit. Looks like we're missing spears. So I think what we're going to do, get that other spear unit out. Always good to have more than you need when it comes to combat. We'll do a spear cap of 20. That should suffice us for a bit. The joiner is already set to produce shields. Cool. So that will just naturally fill out. It's time. It's time for war. Let's go take that region. We're going to bring all of our friends. Oof, they're expensive. I'm going to hire everything. So if he can't hire them, then he has to... It's actually pretty screwy, right? Because, like, he has to come at me with just, like, his 4 dudes. But had I not hired these gents, he would have hired every single one of them. So... I'm not hiring them because I need them. I'm hiring them to deny him the ability. You gotta pay them. Kind of, kind of extortion, right? A little slightly. Okay. All right, we're ready to take this region. We're gonna claim it with influence. Get in there. Alright, the battlefield is right up here. We need to get in there quick. Honestly, I don't even think I need my units for this. Alright, he's coming from up top. He has a very small army. Okay. Some of the mercenaries are a little bit behind. That's okay. We're going to do this just a tad bit different. That. I'll protect myself here. This is going to be quite the battle. Because if they hit these units, then the crossbows can kind of, you know, shoot them. That's what's kind of cool. As long as we get them kind of like sideways, like so, crossbow units will have full visibility to shoot. So it's kind of neat when you position things this way. And I'm gonna put the NPC archers right here. The cinematic mode. Watch this in action. This is gonna be brutal. Oh yeah. Did not go well for them. Alright, we broke both of them. Crossbowmen should now take out anything that comes our way. There's the retinue there. Charge in. Help out our gents. And let's chase down those archers. There we go. That's all she wrote. Now we own this area. Get rid of all the mercenaries. Actually, we're going to keep this retinue here. So if the banditos spawn anywhere near here, or the Lord spawns here, we need to have a force here so they don't auto go into burn down the whole village mode. And we're ready. This is actually a pretty ideal location for quite a lot of things. I will say, though, I want to move the wild animals over here. I'd like to turn this into a vast industry area. So we're going to use the cosmetic, the shrine. Essentially, you just put it down, and it moves. As you can see, and you just keep doing that till you get it where you want it. This reduces how many trees are destroyed. See, this is perfect. But it's, I want it here. I want it a little bit away from the road, so that's actually kind of funny. I got it on the berries. It's a little scary. There we go. It's slightly exactly where it was before. Okay. I don't think we're gonna get it any better than that. And then you just hit tab to see where you put the shrines, and you delete all the shrines. We need to put our camp down before I can start deleting buildings. And this is a good place. Now that we have this, we're gonna center ourselves right here. And we're going to do a plentiful village. I can't wait to get like farming, forest, and mining village set up. So I'm wondering what that is. Or like what goods you will get. Now we can delete these shrines. Sometimes you get this bug where you held it down for so long, you get these infinite shrine things. Sometimes I just have to exit out and reload to get rid of that. Okay, we have a bit of a problem because we have a bajillion dead bodies all over our new beautiful town. So we're going to set up some farming little areas here. We're going to do 5 of these bad boys because we have so much wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Look at that. That's perfect. These are going to be really good. So we'll set up 5 of them. And I'd actually kind of like it to slant, right? Because it kind of bends here, so I feel like it should bend kind of here. And that's about 3. That is about 3 corpse pits. Perfect. Okay, so we'll get those 5 up. And then right here, off to the side, have a road, and then we'll have a back area that's just full of industry. Have a little bit of a forking area here. We'll have another side road, and we'll have this kind of meet and go out right here. Gonna make it a little weird looking. And we'll put a logging camp. Put a saw pit, woodcutter, storehouse, and the granary is pretty darn easy. It's gonna go right here. Have a few little sections here, like so, for all the other buildings. Have ourselves a hunting camp off the side here, and we'll have ourselves a forger hut both here, here, and then another one right here. And we're going to hold off on the wood for now. Let's prioritize the logging camp here. Let's also get up hitching posts back here. Beautiful. We have our trade post, I think, right around here. Prioritize the hitching post. Order another ox. We have 130. Let's speed this up. Let's get it going. And we do need someone here defending in case the banditos come. So I'm going to keep my retinue here. Beautiful day for all. 93 bodies to bury. That's going to tank our approval. Yeah, 114 bodies. Yay. Okay. That's not good. Logging camp is up. Let's place 2 individuals in there. Set a limited work area. Let's get this bad boy out. And we have a wonderful spot just literally right here where the bodies are for our first marketplace. Call it Dead Man's Market. 15 locations is a-okay for me. And I have a feeling we can get a well up over here. I just knew it. Alright, we're going to put a well right here. This is a nice little food area right off the road. Very good. And let's build a few more hitching posts over here. Want to be able to order a lot of ox. Perfection! And make sure that the work area is indeed just limited to this zone right here. Perfect. Okay. Well, hopefully they don't all starve to death, but you can't always control everything. Let's get someone in the hunting camp. Oh man, yeah, those bodies... The bodies tanked my approval so bad. I should have waited till the bodies... I've done this before. It's been a while since I've played. I always forget. You want to wait till the bodies are gone. Okay, so we got a lot to do. We can come back from this though. I believe in me. We can come back. We got 2 families. We can't lose anymore. Nobody's homeless anymore. I'm gonna pull the gent. Once we get enough food. Now, a good thing about only having 2 families is you only need so much food. We have enough food for now. I'm going to pull him out. We're going to get things off the ground really quick. We do need to prioritize building out this house or no one can move in. It's kind of funny because we had 5 before. We'll get this house built. Sometimes you have to shoot yourself in the foot to make the race fun, right? This is that right there. Okay, we have a 3rd house up. Get someone in the storehouse. I just need to get everything off of the ground. We do have 22 months worth of fuel. So as long as I can get my approval rating up high enough, we do have multiple food types. I should be able to hit 50% here, actually. What we need to do is just get multiple food types. So let's stock up on as much food as possible. Let's get a forager hut up. Let's just get a ton of food types. Let's just try to do everything we can to get those bonuses a little bit higher. I actually should have thought about that. I need boards, and then I can make a church. So maybe we should shoot for that church. Okay. Get this dude in here. Let's get those food types. I'm going to get 1 person into the saw pit here. Alright, we got 31 berries. That's more than enough for what we need. We can get the church up, we can completely come back from this. So that's going to be the way we do it. Okay, look at that. We have enough to build the church now. So let's make the church. I think I kind of like this spot right here for the church. We can do the tavern as well. I'm going to face it corner. We're going to get ourselves a nice little road. Some useless decorations out. Beautiful. Okay. So now we have everything that we need. Pull the gent out of the hunter and the saw pit, and let's build this church. This should work. we gotta come back from this. They're hard at work. Got to get this church up. But we're making good progress. Got good views. I think things are going to come along here nicely. As long as no one else dies and we stay at above 40%. Another really easy thing that we can do now that we have boards is get the tannery up. Because all I need to do is have the food and the items, and then I can put one in the granary and one in the storehouse. And as long as there are only 2 people, I only need food for 2 people, so we can go for like ever off of what we have. We have 3 food types, and yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay, let's take a peek over here, though. We do have the butcher up now. And oopsie daisy, he was slaughtering lambs. Let's focus on that beautiful sausage. We have 98 meat. I don't like that whatsoever. What happened here? What happened here? Okay, I guess we need to get another hunter up. Put one more family into that. We got a lot of free families. That's good. Over here, we're doing just fine and dandy. Oh, geez, I forgot to put these guys back to work. I got way ahead of myself. Okay, we're in good shape. Look at that. We got the church up. I'm going to try to build out all these other buildings and let everything kind of catch up. Let's get someone in the tannery. Just start making anything impossible. Let's see. We need to get 44%. So we're going to need someone in the granary and storehouse and the market stalls. Let's try doing the granary worker for now. And then I'll switch the tanner out once we get... Oh, there we go. We got 5 leather. That's literally all we needed. So we're going to switch the tanner out. We're going to go to the storehouse. So between the foods and the leather and the firewood now being provided at the marketplace for these 2 individuals, which is hit 100%, which we have. And that's going to help us get that bonus. Plus the church, we should be on easy street. So we're just going to coast into it. We have enough food to last us quite a bit of time. The next family we should probably put into alternating between meat and berries. And then that way we can get back up to where we were at 5. But we'll be fine. And, you know, we just won't talk about this ever again. And let's get some more tier 3 buildings over here. Get that next point. We're gonna... Yeah, we ran out of salt. So we got 94 left. That's cool. Got people working. What are they doing in there? There's nothing to mine. All right, yeah, we'll get that. We're 1 tier 3 house away from awesomeness right now. So once this bad boy gets up just right here. Yeah, this is a tight little entryway here. Look at that. There's a lot of folk in this village. Pretty impressive. Get it going. All right. This is what I like about the double burgage plots, because you get the 2 houses and it gives it that authentic feel. Makes it look like there's lines here going. But these are actually single. Ooh, yeah, those are single. Okay, deep mining. There we go. Now we're going to upgrade the deep mines. And we are in business once more. Okay, let's look at our meat situation. 902 meat. My God. Okay, so we're going to need many, many butchers, I think. This is actually kind of incredible. And we're going to probably need a little bit more salt. So once these gents get built up, let's come over here and check this place out. We're at 45%. This is all going to change here in a moment. 48%. We just need to let it catch up. It averages it doesn't average from the last month, and it doesn't go into what you have currently. It averages like the past 3 to 6 months. We can't really figure it out. It might be 4 or 5. So if I had 40 and I have 50, then it's 45. Then the next from the averages. Then it's really kind of annoying and complicated that way. But yeah, we got 51%, so we're on the up and up. We just need to make sure they don't starve to death. That would be bad. Alright, let's high prioritize these mines. I want to get them built out. The salt must flow. Let's max out the deep mines now. Let's get 4 people into this large storehouse to keep moving the salt out. And yeah, you can get 3 of these. Maybe I should have, but I found that 2 is usually sufficient. Let's get 1 more person in the trader. Alright, looks like we need 1 more person in the large granary and 1 more person in the large storehouse to hit our 100%. Okay, and max out the deep mine. Alright, so now we got 8 families, so we can pull from over here. It's beautiful. Let's get these hitching posts up a little bit. See, we still got 2, but we're at 52. So it looks like it dived below 50% at the start of the month, but going forward now with the wood church and everything in order, we're going to be in good shape. We do need to make sure that we're keeping our food reserves up. We really need that extra family. I'm just going to leave it alone because I think we're going to hit it, and we have only consuming one food of each. So we got enough for like a year or two. 26 months, yeah, and 5 months worth of fuel. All right. We'll get a couple families by then. There we go, 148 salt. This is maxed out. Make sure that we don't have any issues over here. We're exporting berries over 100. Boot that up to 150. Exporting salt over 100. Let's boot that up to 200. Importing clay, very good. Exporting leather, very good. And then I know we're also selling boots. Yep, anything over 50. Oh, nice. Buy that trade route. Start selling those boots a little bit faster. Okay, so these are 2s. I say we go crazy. Let's get 2 more butchers and see if that throws the balance off. We have 199 sausages. So now, meat spoils pretty quick. It doesn't actually really matter at the same point. So what do we have over here? What do we have? For bread. I say we keep importing meat, and we also import sausages. We do have multiple pack stations, so make sure we assign livestock. We'll need to get some more mules at a certain point. So our partner is going to be Bratwurst Phil, and we're going to continue to send more bread. And we're going to receive, in its place, these sausages. Nice. We don't get too many sausages, but yeah, we're eating the meat almost immediately. We're going to eat the sausages immediately, so it almost doesn't matter. But it's the principle of that giving a very good diet to our people, right? Look at that, we got an extra person. So I think we need to get a little bit of the woodcutter up. We need to get some more firewood. We're running out. We have 17 months of food, so we don't have to worry there. We're at 65%, so we're going to grow now. We're going to be fine. Let's just get a little bit of firewood, maybe like 5 or 6 months. I just mainly want it so that we don't get weird negatives. We want to get the fuel bonus. Nice, another new family. We're going to put them into the logging camp. We need to get more wood. And then the next family is going to start doing some other crazy stuff. So let's upgrade this house. I'm clicking on the houses that already have people living in it. Do not upgrade this house because we need that available living space for the next family to move in. Once we get enough fuel, I'll pull him out and he can go build these places up. Alright, 7 months is good. Let's pull him out and have him go build. I think we actually have plenty of wood. It's just kind of in a weird place. It looks like I did miss actually one of the shrines. I'm going to leave that shrine there because it's memento. Okay. We're going to boot up sausage production to something more like 400. Given how much freaking meat we have. Make sure everybody is on sausage production. Okay. And we'll get these guys to tier 2 just in case we want to make more butchers. I think I'm going to get up another granary. We have so much food here, it's kind of absurd. One more granary up. 100% on all. We don't need any more workers technically, but we might get them anyway. 557 salt. I'm happy with that. I mean, we're going to fill this thing up to the brim with salt. Alright, look at that. 2 out of 3. So what we really want to do is get someone in the forager. We want to make sure that we do not starve to death after coming back from the dead. And we have 3 available living spaces. Let's get this guy out too. Alright, let's get a veggie garden out. Looking good. Let's get 2 of them. Start getting that going so we have some more food supply. And we got meat and berries, so that will get us to where we need to go. And let's get the garrison tower here. And let's make sure that we're actually importing stone, so that we have at least 20. We might start going through stone pretty quick here if we start building out certain things. Alright, we got a lot of tier 3 houses now. And we do actually have so much freaking food here that I think it's... I usually don't like to do this. Right. Usually don't like to get these guys to tier 3. Because the family... You don't need that many families doing that stuff, but... We're going to do it anyway. Just because we can. Let's get these populations booming. There's 171 pop here, 348. That's actually enough for a full army. So yeah, we could get another crossbow unit just like that. And it's right. Let's come back over here. We are selling bows. We're going to start producing iron parts again. Joiner workshop's good. We have 2 full spear units. Everything is hunky-dory. We're in good shape. Oh yeah, what do we want to put here? Let's go with chickens. Why not? And we're bringing in so much salt. It's pretty funny. 809 salt. All right, we got 2 out of 4. We got 1 in the granary. We got 1 here. We're gonna put 1 in the hunting camp. We have enough room for a few more people. I'm gonna put 1 in the woodcutter. Let's make sure the woodcutter is, you know, staying in a decent area. Okay, and then the logging camp. Okay, so we got everything back to where we needed to have it. Perfect. Now we can grow again. So we're in good shape, 77%, so people can really start coming in. We're gonna need to move this hitching post. We can move it right here. We're gonna need more houses out in this area. I'm just gonna keep up with what we have going on, which are these nice little long plots. And yeah, we're gonna do apples here. Good to just have really easy food sources. We got this long stretch going on. It's pretty cool. Okay. Next thing we need to do is get the saw pit going. Let's go to advance. Make sure everything looks good. 40 boards. And when we get some people back, we have enough room for 2 folk. I know we need to build stuff. We'll wait for the other people. I just want to get everything running on its own. So now we have food. We have firewood. We have 1 storehouse, 1 granary worker. We have everything we need for this place to start building up without me watching it. So that is fantastic. And this zone, you can see we're bringing the money in. We got 17 grand. We have to pay 1,000 in royal taxes. And let's keep getting everybody up to tier 3. I think the tier 3 houses just look much nicer. Kind of cool. You can see this is a blacksmith's workshop. You can see the... literally see it. That is so cool. Billow, anvils. Over here you have the bowyer shop. You can't really see too much. You just have to imagine they're doing bendy stuff in there. I don't know. And the joiner's workshop. Yeah, they're joining stuff in there. Cobblers. They're making shoes. Okay. I guess I just have to imagine it. Looks like only the blacksmith shop has the aesthetic. 3.9 thousand. Yeah, we're importing a lot of meat and sausage now. 1.4 thousand bread. A lot of... too much food, in fact. Here we have 1.8 thousand. 1,000 meat. 260. Yeah, we don't even need berries. There actually isn't too much of a point to trade at this juncture because nobody needs the food. It's just rotting. I'm just basically giving people jobs so that they feel good about themselves at that point. Alright, let's put 1 more person into the tannery. Keep that production flowing. Oh, we got some enemies coming. Alright, 4 banditos. Again, I don't really fear the banditos. Especially when I have 4 freaking crossbowmen now. And 2 spear. So we can just leave our gents in a defensive posture. Alright, here they come. Got a lot of crossbowmen. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance, unfortunately. Make sure we don't get hit. Okay. Those banditos were getting a little close to me. I didn't like it. We're gonna position everyone around. Let's do this. Come on. There we go. No casualties. Except for theirs. And we're gonna put a permanent person in the church. Well, we already have 1. Let's put 2 people in the church to bury bodies. We could put a corpse pit over there, but I gotta make these guys work. They only have to work like once every 5 years. Gotta put their backs into it. Okay, cool. We'll put someone in the church over here too. Bury bodies when we fight. Alright, we're doing good over here. Got the storehouse right there. Let's upgrade the storehouse. Let's upgrade the granary. We have 1 free individual now. Start upgrading all of these. Basically, if you don't see any requirements being met, it means that that's the house that they're going to move into. So I prefer to hold off on that one because we need 1 available living space. So let's get this going. We do have 60. Okay. Apples in the backyard of this gent. Does look like we need one more person in the storehouse for a general stall. Oh yeah, look at that. We're growing now. We have 10. Alright. Actually, this little shrine's a good little marker. It keeps us away from all the animals there. Okay. Need a little bit more wood, but I'm thinking we'll get some cross sections here. Kind of the same setup. We get the mining pit up here at some point. I'm going to get one more person in the logging camp because I feel like we just need a lot of logs right now. I'm going to permanently assign livestock to the saw pit. Since we have so many, we have around 4 ox. So right now we really need the boards. I typically don't do that, but sometimes I do in these situations. I have 27 in the tannery. We actually don't even need anyone in the tannery right now. I'll put 2 people in the storehouse, pull him out. We have all the leather already made. Okay, what's our butcher situation over here now? 364, 1,000 meat. This is super nuts. This is so much meat. I guess we should start selling sausage too. It would be silly not to. Go to export. We'll export anything over 205 sausages. There we go. That's another moneymaker. I don't even need the money. That's the sick part. I got a sickness. Let's get this to tier 3. All right. I think we're gonna leave a lot of the third area as is. I primarily just want to make it a really peasanty mining town. So these are gonna just be basic houses. These are the more rich, affluent areas, and then, you know, this little back area back here. It's just, you know, to make money for me. And we have here is a need for boards. But we don't need more than 2. You can do 3, but we don't need 3. We just need 2. Even the 2 salt pits that I have are showing to be more than I needed. So we'll have a road here. And we're going to have a road kind of coming into this area here. Perfect. And what do we have going on here? 10 constructed. Well, I think we should put a lot more of the houses over here, so people have easy access to work. There we go. 1, 2. These are going to be small ones. There's going to be 4s. Double burgers plots so we can get some more workers out of it. We're not going to upgrade any of these. And the clay and the clay tiles are not going to be stored here. Our entire industry is going to be just clay tiles and clay. Okay. We got it going on now. Let's get some of these hitching posts up, though. There we go. Make sure that we have as much livable space as possible. Okay. And what I would like to do is hit the storehouse right here. This is beautiful. This is going to be our clay storehouse. And our trade right across the street. A little bit of a slant, but there we go. Perfect. Alright. So we have that industry set up. We have 5 families now. That's amazing. We do need to get some money coming in, though. And I am going to move the work area to here. We're actually not going to need too much more wood. And let's get a forester hut up right here. That's fine with me. Get one person back in the tanner. Get one more family in there. Let's get 2 families in the granary. We can't even get pretty much everything here. That's fine. Get 2 people in the forager for those berries. And then at this point, you just let it grow. Double everything. Make sure everything's double. We have plenty of areas for people to move in now. And we don't need too much. That's the great thing. Okay. So this storehouse, all it's going to do is clay roof tiles and clay. So just clay, roof tiles, and of course, we want to get the clay roof tile maker up right here. Across from the storehouse there. Perfect. This is going to be such a good little trade community for us. Get the mining pit going with just 1 person for now. Now, we're going to need 2 points. Okay, so I will have to go to tier 2. Darn it. Okay. Well, we're going to be making enough money that we can import barley from our main house. So, that's fine. Let's be careful here. Get a malt house right here. Yeah. So much for that plan, right? I always forget that you have to get some of these things up. And we're gonna get the tavern up right here. You can go to church, and then after church, you go to the tavern. Go. A little bit of sideways action there. The malt house there. We're going to need a brewer. Part of me wants to make this whole long plot right here a brewer, but I'll have to think about that. There's a lot of people we need to move in before I can get the rest of this. And I think the brewer is just going to sit right here. Single plot should suffice. We'll be on the same road. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to have to start going to tier 2. So let's do the farms first. We need at least 2 points. That's the problem. And we definitely want to get that city functional before we beat the game. 100% booze. Taxation. Let's get another mule. They're doing a great job. 44 sausages, 335 meat. I mean, we're bringing it in. We still got 1.3 thousand bread. All right. Linek has now gotten a point. So we're going to go in the coal. Next point, deep mining. We just need 5 level 2 burgage plots. That's so easy for us to do. There we go. We got enough right there going up. Got 5 more folk. Okay. So 1 in the clay furnace. 1 in the storehouse here. No market stall. 1 in the trade post. Go to trade. So, of course, we're going to export anything over 10. And we're going to export any clay. Go to it. Do 250. We need enough to make tiles. And we can buy that route right now. It's really good. Eventually we'll get a horse. Let's make sure that we're permanently assigned. And most importantly, let's get a hitching post up right next to us. Here we go. Nice, we got the second point. There we go. Infinite deep mines. Let's get another person in this mine pit over here. Get this guy to a tier 2 for no reason at all, just because I want to. And we're going to need a bootmaker. And think about that. Okay. This is going to be a little weird, but it's fine. I think I might convert one of these dudes into a bootmaker. We only need so many boots. So the distance doesn't matter. We're not going to be trading boots. I am, however, going to get a road connecting the backside here. A little bit more infrastructure for us. All right. I think we can buy a horse now almost. We definitely want to get a horse ASAP. Oh no. We hit peak. We hit peak salt. 2,500 salt. Okay. Well, I have nothing else for these people to do, so I'm going to keep them there. And 335 sausages. 995. I feel like we're at a good juncture there. I'm just going to leave it alone. Working. I don't need any more than I already have. Alright, look at that. 41. So we get ourselves a horsey. An extra person trading. And we're not supposed to be able to trade roof tiles, but they are storing them there, and that's fine. Okay. Everything is moving the way it should. Let's upgrade this storehouse here. Uncheck the allow market stall setup button. Alright. We have 8 more families that can move in, and then we can get the brewer up. And so this... we don't have any tools. Even though we started with it, it looks like we lost them in the beginning. Or they were stolen from us. Fine. We'll get a smithy up over here. Get a forester up over here. Definitely need that. And this is a really easy thing to do. Go to the trading post. We'll just import iron slabs till we have 5. Once the smithy's up, we can start making tools. Yeah, so don't fret if you lose your tools. They're really easy to make. You don't have to import ore and then refine it, and you don't have to set up this massive anything. You don't even have to buy a trade route. Someone will come by. You only need like a couple of them. So don't worry about it. Alright, smithy up. We'll just go to the advanced tab. Make sure that it only produces what we need. 5 is pretty much all I'm going to need for this build. We just need people to move in right now. We have 17 months of food, 28 fuel. We got a lot of berries, veggies, and meat. Eventually we will have apples. We'll want to get some boats into the marketplace here. Ah, there is a drought. Not good. Also not really that bad either. Our logging camp is full. I'm gonna put another logging camp over here. It's a good area. Gonna clear. And we'll get a nice little arching road here. And some of these gents over here might work in this location. So let's get there. And then in between all of it, we can get ourselves a hitching post. Or 3. There we go. And do we have enough money for another horse? Definitely get one. Not yet. Okay, we have the tools now. So we can stop all that jazz. No more imports. And we can pull the worker out of the smithy. Okay. Look at that. Got the cobbler going now. Okay, cobbler's up now. We're going to limit this to how many plots we have. I don't think we're ever going to go over 30. I always just go with like 40 or 50 to be safe. Sometimes you change your mind and you forget you put those little caps on there. And let's just keep going. I want to get the economy going before I start importing the ale. We have 4 more places to move in, and then we can get up the brewer. Get a couple more people in mining of the clay. We're selling it faster than I can keep up with. And luckily we have a ton of food. Get this guy up now. I guess I should upgrade all of these gents too with my massive wad. I wish there was a upgrade all feature in this game. Okay, we've upgraded all of them now. There we go. Now we got a big group of thugs. Armored thugs. This is great. Have them watch the crossroads here. It is pretty cool. I do like the way they all look. Yeah, don't mind us. You two discuss knitting or whatever the or conspiracies. That was pretty. Yeah, that was a drug deal actually. That was weird. They met from 2 opposing sides, walked away to different directions. Something's going on there. That's all right. These guys are diligent. They do not waver. Okay, we're making some good cash over there. There we go. We're starting to get a little bit of money now. We need to buy the route for roof tiles. I probably should have bought that one first. But we only need 160, and I think we'll be there really, really soon. Once I get the 160, then everything really starts taking off. Roof tiles are going to bring in a lot of money for us. I think I'm actually going to start selling berries. We're not going to ever eat that many, and we'll do that at 200. Even just, 5 or 6 coins can help us get to that. And then we can get the 160 trade route here for roof tiles. We're going to be paying those local thugs for the rest of my life. Put a second person in the tavern over here. Get that tavern full. I'm going to put a third person in the tavern. We just have so many free families. Okay. I mean, this zone's been done for a bit. Over here, everything seems to be tier 2 or tier 3. It's all tier 3 now. Perfect. Dang. Oh, yeah, we got a few over here we can upgrade. Let's do it. Once you've solved the ale issue, I mean, everything is free pretty much, right? Need the food type varieties. Let's get all these gents to tier 2. Alright, we got more free families. I'm going to deck out that. Let's do this. Order a horse. If we get another horse, we could probably... Let's get more people in the trade post. Get that money flowing. Alright, look at that. 144 right there. We sold a bunch of clay. And I think we sold some berries. That's great. Now we bought this route. But boom, we are in business. I already bought that horse. It's coming. We got this full. Alright, the money train is here. We're also going to get passive wealth from all these tier 2 homes. So what we need to do now is import barley from our other region. So our main food region is helping us out a lot. We're going to go barley, barley, barley. Get the malt house. We do actually have a problem. We need more people. Okay. I think right here is actually a pretty cool place to put more houses. We're going to do it a little different. A little bit of a sideways action going here. Do it. Want to get kind of a back road situation going on here, so let's bring this in. I had to delete that road, and let's get the sideways action. Ooh, that's not sideways. Like that. Okay. There we go. Now we got a little bit better road system. Nice. We can get this to tier 2. The brewer is on the way now. We can get the booze flowing here momentarily. 470, so we're already getting our economy going. We're going to need a little bit of stone. We got the stone right here. Want to get the manor up so we can start taxing. Bringing in more money. And let's upgrade these gents to deep mines. Never have to worry about it again. It's actually really insane how much money is flowing into us now. Okay. And I think what we're going to do is stop logging over here. And start logging over here. Big old area over here. Double out all the living spaces here. Let's get more people in. Alright, now it's time to go crazy here. Let's get all the veggie fields up. All the apples up. There we go. It's perfect now. And over here, someone in the tavern. Turn this into a brewer's extension. Someone in the malt house, and we're in business now. Got all the barley right there. Let's put one more person in the large granary. There we go. That puts us right where we need to be. We just need to make sure we cap the brewers so we don't produce 5,000 ale. Okay, brewers made. Like I said, we're going to cap this at... Let's just cap it at like 80. 80 should suffice. Let's do a overstock of 10. That way we're always bringing in more than we need. We have an entertainment bonus already going out, which means we can hit tier 3. And so it is time. Let's see, what foods do we have? Not crazy amounts. If we do start producing more berries, I stop selling them. I could trade berries for bread. That's actually a really good idea. So let's do that. All right, we're going to need a couple more pack stations. I'm going to put them right here. What's cool is you can choose which area you want to expend the worker from. So I have all these free workers, so I might as well create the pack stations in my main town, right? Get these built up. Order us a mule. Sign the livestock here. Business partner in Linek. And we're going to send our bountiful bread for their berries. Perfect. That will give us some good food. And we're going to get 2 gents doing this. Because the distance is fairly long. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to stop selling berries over here, and we're going to start producing more of them. And that way we can get another food variety that's going to help us out pretty substantially. We do not need to really sell berries here. In fact, we could actually easily sell berries here and fulfill the exports if I just get enough people. About 6 families over here. And they're so close to the granary. But the reason that you want to have multiple forage huts is because the pantries get full. And you need to harvest everything in a really short period of time. Alright, there we go. We'll get the 3rd gent there. There we go. Yeah, we got people moving in. We have 1 available living space. I do need to get these buildings to tier 3. So they need tavern and they need church. So we need 25 stone. We knew we would need the stone, so let's start gathering it. Might be cheaper to buy it at this point. How much money we have? Go to the trade post and let's just actually set a minimum import so that we always have at least 20 stone. Alright, the roof tiles are selling like hotcakes, it looks like. 235. Put 1 more person into the clay furnace. Got a lot of clay, so that's good. It's not moving fast enough, for me at least. Waiting on horsies. Get a few more hitching posts up around these parts. I don't know. There we go. Just trying to make it work. Alright, we also need to get the manor up. I feel like the manor would do well over here. Do it. Let's commit. We can start taxing. And we're almost at a point where this is all ready to go. I mean, we got money in the bank. Built out all these regions really well. Get these hitching posts upgraded. Alright, upgrade the small church. Alright, so we got 4 left in the stone. Let's get this stone. Let's just get this stone out of here. Alright, cool, we got it. Let's get rid of the stonecutter's camp. Make sure this is set to the highest priority. Once we can start getting to tier 3, we can start getting a bit more families in here. We definitely have the food for everybody. We have 2 bread. We need to keep making sure that we're getting mules. We could set up a station to purchase everything. I kind of just don't go that direction sometimes, just simply because it's not too hard to come over here and click on stuff. But you can kind of see we're having a little bit of an issue where they're taking quite some time to get those mules in here. I think we're going to get a few more hitching posts up around these parts. Alright, here we go. Let's upgrade these hitching posts. Make sure we can just have far more storage. We were actually getting pretty close to our storage limit. We weren't quite there. But we need to make sure we can do a lot of good stuff here. Go over to trade. Let's get an animal trader. I think it's time. We can place this anywhere. Let's place it over here. Across from the market. It's kind of a nice little place for it. Nice 22. Looks like we found a slight equilibrium here. We still have 768 meat, 318 sausage. Oof. A lot of berries. 400 berries over here. Okay. Put one into here. That way we can max out these pantries. The beginning of the year, you can get up to almost... You can get basically 800 berries over the seasons. First 3 months, you get 800 berries. We're going to trade that for bread, and they can eat it at the other locations. We're definitely going to need one more person in the storehouse. I don't feel like we're keeping up with clay furnace production here. Alright. We're at a point where we can hit tier 3 now. So we're keeping the booze flowing. We're keeping it flowing. We need to upgrade this tavern though. Pause real quick and let's upgrade as many of these gents to tier 3 as possible. Alright, need more boards. So this is fantastic right here. Get some more families coming in. Got that beautiful church going now. Okay. Looks like we got the livestock trader up. So now I don't have to click like a madman anymore. We're gonna get 20 ox in here. We're gonna import up to 10 mules. Import up to 4 horses. We'll just leave it there. Okay. This should help out quite a bit, so I don't have to keep clicking. And now we have a really good setup here. And it does look like we're bringing in the berries, as you can see, because we don't have berries here. We just have fish. So bread production, though, that is not cool. 0 flour. Oh, the drought. Yeah, the drought really messed this up. That's okay. We'll get caught up here. We lost a lot of bread. Yeah, between the veggies, meat, and the apples coming in now, I think we're in pretty good shape. Veggies and apples they're just stupid. It's just so easy to supply that 2 food group setup pretty much every province you have. Alright, the manor. I mean, look how much freaking money we're bringing in. We just have to get the manor up to start taxing everything and get some more families in here. There we go. Yeah, we're getting it done now. The deep core mines mean we can do this forever. Alright, we got another settlement level. I'm not really sure what I even want to do with it, though. We'll just leave it alone for now. Guess we could just go into trade. That's not a bad one. Yeah, this is looking pretty sharp. Okay, so you see we got banditos. Now, if I had not had my retinue here, they would have gone into burn down mode. Would have torched the entire place. Before I could even muster my men. To be honest, we can fight these guys with just our retinue. And that's what we're gonna do. Pull back. There's only 4 of them. We're gonna stand our ground. I'm gonna make this dude run like crazy to catch up. And we're gonna just fight just like this. They're not gonna be able to do much to me. We're far more stronger. Okay, here we go. Yeah, these guys aren't armored, but these gents are, so, I mean, they're gonna tear. We actually divided and conquered, so if we hit them fast enough, they won't be able to really fight us off. So let's do this. Heck yeah! It's a little sloppy, but we're kicking ass over here. Let's speed this up a bit. By the time their friends get here, they will be dead, pretty much. Okay, we broke them. So we'll attack one, and we'll attack the other. These guys are going to come from the back, but we're going to be able to wrap this up pretty quick, I think. Let's speed this up just a tad bit. Yeah, it's a mosh pit here. You can see they're going ham, though. The red new are ridiculously powerful. Speed this up. All right, we lost one unit, and it looks like there's one guy left, and let's clean him up too. Perfect. Yeah, one guy. It's a pretty good return. Killed God knows how many. All right, we'll put one person into the small church to help bury all the bodies. Yeah, we tore them up on the battlefield over here. Okay. The Lord is attacking Fishington. Gonna rally at the fort. Okay. So this is how you do it. You have only one way in. You have your guys here. They can shoot through the walls. You have your spears here. And then you have your spears here. And the retinue can just kind of chill in the back. We're going to accept fight. Cool, it's right on our tower. Depending on if they come from this direction or this direction. Yeah. They're coming from over here. We probably won't get everybody inside in time. Okay. Personally, what we're going to do is just... Oh my god, I do not want to do that. We're going to get these guys all kind of angled sideways so they can shoot out interesting ways. We're going to get the spearmen right here. And these spearmen are just going to kind of chill in the back with the retinue and look for any openings. But this is going to tear up pretty much anybody that comes at us. And our ground. Alright, here they come. There's quite a bit of them. Yeah, I stopped building my forts on main roads because the traders would get stuck on the gates. So you can just kind of off-branch it like that. Alright, here we go. Beautiful. We just annihilated a whole unit right there. Now they're going into the kill zone. This is why forts are really broken right now. And the next patch we'll be able to get on the walls with our units. So that's going to be interesting. I think they're going to have ladders and things like that. Oh yeah. Routed their whole army. Let's attack. And push forward. Okay, I'm gonna leave all my men out because I think we're about ready to actually kill him and beat the game. Let's come over here. We got our manor up. This is all I wanted to do. Now we can tax. 100% tax. No, 10% tax should suffice. But we got as many things as we wanted. We have 100% entertainment supply. We're a little bit off on food varieties, so let's put one more person to the granary there. That's perfect. Okay, we did it. We got a fully functioning economy over here. We're trading our berries for bread. We don't have too much bread. But, you know, we're doing really well over here, and we definitely need to have at least 6 families for this to work. So we can get the full 800 when they yield in that small season at the beginning of the year. Everything is hunky-dory. The brewery's working perfectly, so we're able to cap that. Lots of money. What a fun build, but it's time to kill. It's time to beat the game and conclude the series. So let's press our claim right now. Hire every mercenary known to mankind for this last stop. Okay, two of those gents are gonna die. Everybody else is coming from that direction. That's one funny thing about this map. So we'll have reinforcements coming from the back here. These gents over here are gonna be our valiant sacrifice. They're gonna charge right at the heart of the leader. Screw it, right? Do it. Yeah. Broken. Okay. Well, we can at least hit their archers. I'm happy about that. And the battle, it's funny enough, the battle takes place right at my tower here. So we're going to pop these guys back in and pop them in. And the final battle will be at our little fort. What's kind of cool about having border forts like this is you usually can fortify into them. Now, had I not recruited those mercenaries, he would have had an army about twice the size. He'll recruit every single mercenary there is if he can. Alright, here we go. The battle has commenced. We did lose a few crossbowmen. That's okay. They do have a bit of archers. Bit of spearmen. A little bit bigger army than usual. Here he comes. Okay. Time to die, my friend. Alright, my guys couldn't wait. We're getting them. We're getting them really bad right now. They're eager to fight. You gotta love that about them. Pull back just a tad bit. Ready to volley on the last 15 right there. They're all about to drop. That guy got so scared he joined our side, it looks like. I don't know. Alright, we dropped one of their heavy armored units. Oh yeah, it's a nightmare to charge into here. They got a bit more units coming in. That's what's great about having them outside, though, is we start to pepper them, so they're pretty weak by the time they get in here. And none of the mercenaries got here in time. We just dropped a pretty high tier unit right there. Alright, let's engage. Keep them in there. Get everybody just running into the thick of it. Big old mosh pit. Okay, we're gonna need to fire on these gents over here. And we need to get everybody outside chasing these guys down. Yeah, we lost a few good men right there. We don't have any armor on our gents. They're running around in their pajamas, basically. But we can replace them. Okay, let's do it. Boom. Victory is ours. All right, 4,744 days. Constructions finished 576. In-game population 675. 5 challenges won. Enemies killed 3,398 people. Holy cow. We lost 162 soldiers and we killed 3,300 people. 79 villagers. They don't count. And that was cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was a really long episode. Big shout out if you watched the whole dang thing, and a shout out to my YouTube members and Patreons. If you're interested in supporting, there are links in the description. But as always, just liking the video helps out a lot. Have a good rest of your day.